Hi, everybody. This is Ken Wilson. Once upon a time, I broadcast blues hockey. I always listen to Let's Go Blues Radio. It's everything you'll want as a blues fan. Oh, baby.
Are you a first responder, a veteran, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, or a Let's Go Blues Radio listener? Of course you are. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call real estate superstar Mike Burgoyne today at 314-753-4060 or email him at mike@strikewithmike.com to earn special rates today.
Cut out the coffee, cut out those energy drinks that make you crash, and put yourself in a position to succeed with an energy boost from RockinThatIDLife.com. You'll be energized, focused, and you'll even experience an elevated mood for up to 6 hours. Check out RockinThatIDLife.com to learn more.
Get ready to hear some noise tonight. You're just seconds away from Let's Go Blues Radio.
The Blues score! Oh, baby! The Blues score! McKinnon shoots and scores! Portnoy ahead to Hall. He's got a breakaway. Maybe he scores! Oh, baby, do you believe it? Scores in a drive. He scores! Baby, Chris Pronger! Wow, what great goaltending! The Twister! Jacob hits the hit. Sellout crowd. Oh, baby!
Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown.
Welcome to episode 12 of season 14. This is episode number 493 all time of the often imitated, never duplicated. You got gonorrhea from a tractor, and you call that the tractor story?
Nice.
We're the original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast. Let's Go Blues Radio to interact with the show on the social medias. Our handle on all the socials is at LGB Radio. I am Kurt Price, and my co-hosts for the big show tonight are Jeff Ponder and Bill Day. I can point to them because they're in the same room with me tonight. The agenda for tonight's in-person Christmas special extravaganza, amazing show.
Multitude of greatness show.
You have a day job?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Good thing. It's a good thing. The Blues trade for a veteran defenseman, Cam Fowler. The Blues lost 3 of 4. Bill's save of the week, and we exchanged Christmas gifts. All that and more.
I don't think we have a save.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, no.
There
save of the
was
week.
no good save
You
this
guys,
week.
I heard you discussing it, and I it was in the notes before.
It probably was.
It's a placeholder.
I'm
Okay.
usually we have one, but Bill's been slacking.
Okay.
Or I guess maybe the Blues goalies have been slacking.
Yes.
But when you lose 2 out of 4, you don't get a save of the week.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
All that and more on this festive episode of Let's Go Blues Radio. Typically, we do the show remotely, but from the comfort of our own homes. But tonight, we have decided to be uncomfortable and get together in the same studio for the
Well,
holiday season.
not really uncomfortable for you because you're still
You're
still sitting here.
You guys being here makes me uncomfortable.
Well, that's probably true. You don't have a school within 200 feet, right?
200 yards? No, not 200
Okay,
yards.
good,
Yeah.
good.
Quarter
All right,
mile.
then I'm good. Then I don't have to leave.
Yeah. And it's right next to the police station. So.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Right.
So after I stop at the school, I can
But
go ahead and turn myself in.
it's the Troy Police, so you're pretty good. Welcome to the Thunderdome, I guess. We have a variety of beverages, drinks.
Yes.
You can't really see them too well on the camera, but we slide them up here.
I mean, I guess you could see them.
A multitude of eggnog.
Screwball
Yes.
eggnog. We got
Pennsylvania
Dutch. There's only 2 types of people in this world that I can't stand.
One are the Dutch.
People intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
And we've also got some Breckenridge Christmas ale over here. I know I've got some extra beers as well, but yes, we are loaded up tonight, folks.
And I brought the John Ferrara Center Ice Imperial Stout. Found it on the shelf at the Randall's on the Hill, and yeah, just not too long ago said, if we're doing a live show, we're gonna enjoy this because it's probably not gonna be good much longer.
How old is it?
I think 21.
If you guys over there, I need to take the mic off and just hold it.
I like what Matt Harris says here. Last time all the members of LGB Radio were together was the night of the allegations. It was the night of the allegations and all through the school.
Why do you keep defaulting to school?
I don't know. It's the first thing that's coming to mind.
That's a whole other show. Oh God.
That's a whole other summer series.
Right. We can talk about the announcements before we do the official beverages of the show. We got the LGB Minute podcast, which is chugging along. Right?
Yes, yeah, going very well. And of course, we want to thank our sponsor, Puckdoku. So check that out. If you're just like, I don't need any more blues content because Let's Go Blues Radio is just so rich, at least check it in or check it out. Check it out is the proper terminology.
Check it in.
Check it in like a library.
Check it out.
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I bet you on
Check it
camera
out,
looks pretty
check it in.
nefarious.
Right,
Yeah.
that looks pretty.
No, check it out at least
Something.
for the sense that at the end of each episode, I say who won in Puckdoku the day before, me and Bill. And always have the best play as well. So Bill and I have come up with some pretty ridiculous ones. I was pretty proud of my Frank St. Marseille the other day.
That's a rarity.
Yeah, that was a good one. But you had Dave Dryden, which who knew Ken Dryden's brother played in the NHL? And what did you tell me about the Blackhawks? He played 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
20 minutes for the Blackhawks, and this guy knew that.
Mm-hmm.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
What is?
The screwball eggnog.
Okay, I'll try that too.
I just had some. There's not a ton of it. There's enough left for us.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna steal some.
Screwball eggnog. That's
Pass it this way, sir.
It's pretty good.
But no, I definitely think check out the Let's Go Blues Minute. It's been a lot of fun. I was afraid that I would hate doing it after a while. Like I was like, man, I'm just gonna make more work for myself, and I'm just gonna be like, damn, this is gonna become work very quickly. I'm enjoying it. I love hearing my own voice. It's great.
Okay. So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna do beverages and
We've basically already done that.
Yeah, we
Okay,
covered beverages.
are we doing gifts?
Yeah, let's do gifts.
Okay, let's do gifts.
All right.
So, Jeff, you're gonna have to be the Santa because
Okay,
I'm behind the desk and
And you have the Santa hat
you're
on.
closer.
Oh,
Yes, true.
Perfect.
oh, got some of that in the nostrils. This is peanut butter.
Yeah. Well, this and against the I lean to against the. So I think Bill brought those, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
This
So
one is to Jeffy from Bildo. And this is to
I'm gonna take a wild stab at who that's to.
Courtois from Bildo.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't get very inventive
yours
with
over
whose
here?
it's from.
Yes. The blue and white is for Bill in the bag. My apologies for the. No, I'm not apologizing for shit. The blue and white. Yeah, the red bag is yours, and that bag is yours, Bill. And the blue and white blanket is Bill's, and which is the Jets colors, and yours is the wild colors.
Ooh. Nice. You got us blankets. What a sweetheart.
But you cannot have enough blankets.
For when the power goes out tonight.
Right.
All right. And these are for me, of course, in my STL Authentics bag.
Is that where they're truly
Let's
from?
see. It's actually the same thing.
You think Austin still works there?
Yeah, Austin's still on the
He's still
on the payroll.
He just no hours. Not a thing. He still gets the emails and supposed to go to the meetings.
Still gets the employee discount.
Still gets the employee discount. Has to go to meetings. It does not work there.
Yep. All right. So how do we want to go by age?
Reverse age by order of height. Okay. So that's you first.
I'm so confused. All right. So I'm going to open Bill's first. Here we go. All right. I think it's beer. I got beer here. Oh.
I see an autograph.
Oh. Oh my Lord. That is beautiful. Look at this.
Is that what is that autograph down there?
It's autographed. It's Gary Simmons
Sweet.
from the Golden Seals.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's autographed by the artist, not by yours.
Oh, okay. Well, still, that is really cool.
The artist is Se14, who does goalie prints, and so this is right after I think you wore your Golden Seals jersey on the show.
Yeah, fun note. As I told you guys, I know you guys are the same. We all bought each other's gifts first this year before we bought anyone else's, right?
Right.
Because we bought all these for each other last year and never exchanged.
Never exchanged. These are old.
These are timely.
Yeah. So man, that is a beaut. Thank you, Bill. That's gonna go behind me. That's beautiful. You'll see that every week.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right.
So
And,
Kurt, I think Kurt's got to open his now, right?
Okay.
oh yeah, we can go one. Yeah, there you go.
And I did that wrapping myself.
I can
say that because
very
Julie
nice.
doesn't watch this show.
It's very nice. Was it wrapped the whole time? The last
No.
2 years?
I did actually wrap yours, which is why it's not wrapped well.
Well,
Yeah.
mine is wrapped the worst.
Oh.
Because it was sitting on the my arena chair back there for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mine were sitting right behind me, like in my office.
Matt Harris, this sounds great. He says, I'm cracking open a seasick crocodile from Prairie Ales. Have you heard of that?
Seasick crocodile.
I love it. That's from the Grinch.
It's got to be a festive beer.
Oh,
right?
hell yeah.
Seasick crocodile.
Oh, you got a good one too.
Oh, is it Blackhawks? I don't know.
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh, Glen Hall Blues.
That's beautiful.
Glen Hall
Look at
Blues
that.
wearing a
glare off of it.
mask.
There we go. Very
Man,
cool.
that's a great pickup.
Thanks, Bill. That is
Yeah.
that is sweet.
Yeah, thought it'd go well on the wall of blues stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
I will have to make room. Yeah. There's not a lot of room left on the wall.
Yeah, I'm going to have
Right
to
there by
figure
the
out
door.
something with my
That's true.
walls.
Yeah, over there.
There you go.
Behind the door.
Yeah,
You can't
put
see
it right there. You can look at it every show.
Right here?
Right there, too. I was going to say right there under
Right
the
there.
Go Blues.
Yeah. Under
People can't see what I'm pointing at.
Under-
but it's over there.
under the Kelly Chase and the picture in the Michael Ute sign photo.
Yep. All right, Bill, pick one.
All right. I'm gonna go with this guy here, the Jeffy wrap.
That is the Jeffy wrap.
That sounds like a
You notice the
That sounds like a
the
peanut
wall,
butter.
the paper?
Huh?
You notice the paper?
Sonic.
Oh.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Have you seen the movie?
I have not. I've heard it's fantastic.
The first one, right?
Oh yeah, first two.
It's-
Yes.
The first one's good.
Yeah, I love it.
Way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought,
so good.
I got to watch because I was a Genesis kid, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I was like, I watched it. I'm not expecting too much. That's funny.
Oh,
That's
it was
good.
great.
Yeah.
It was very good. And the second one's good too.
I've not seen the second one.
Knuckles is great. Idris Elba plays Knuckles, and he's fantastic.
Oh.
Are you gonna go see the third one?
Of
Just came out?
course. Yeah, I'm taking the boy over the weekend.
I won't.
You won't take
I'm
the
gonna
boy.
go see the Dylan biopic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
All right. Go back to
so
opening.
Go back to opening. What do we got? Yeah. Oh, a nice four hands. Still a pint. I love
Yes.
these.
Oh,
I have
nice.
Several of these. One from Orvis. One
Nice.
from Red Rocks.
We should have opened at the same time.
And four hands toque.
Nice.
It's a four hands toque. Yeah.
And,
Are you going to wear it during the Winter Classic game?
maybe. Maybe.
I mean,
You don't have to. It's
No,
okay.
it's if it's cold, it's gonna be cold in my
Yeah.
basement.
Here, I'll take your wrapping paper.
I will.
Thank you.
All right.
That's very cool.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll
You
just
go. Yeah.
We should have done the same time.
Should have.
Very
Because
nice.
you guys did get the exact same thing.
Very nice. Very nice. Very cool. I was excited when I saw it. I was like, I think it's a big.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to. I've always been curious about these.
They're great.
The,
There's some that are
flexible
Yeah. Still
The
a
Silla-
Silipines. Is that what they're called?
Silipine. Yeah.
The actual-
There's a couple that I've gotten that are like really flimsy. But those are pretty sturdy. I've got one myself, so
Yeah.
you'll like them.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm a big fan.
These are kind of Minnesota Wild colors.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah, but it's kind of classic hockey colors. I thought.
I'll do the over the headphones,
There you go.
kind of
Look
like
at that.
Winter Classic style over the hockey helmet. That
Yeah.
Tebow did, right?
Theodore.
Theodore,
It's
sorry.
Theodore. Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah.
T is a T goalie,
French Canadian guy.
right?
Yep.
Right. Played for the Canadians.
That's not comfortable, so I'm gonna take it off in a second. But
Looks good. Now the
Sure
funny
it
story
does.
is, so as I said, I bought these last year. I was leaving and I was going to go to the Fowler brewery because I was like, oh, I've never been there. I could check it out and I could get the guys some gifts. And I looked at the clock. It was like 5:15 when I was leaving, and they closed at 6. And I was like, I won't make that. I can just go over to Four Hands. Now I'm like, damn it! I wish I would have gone to the O'Fallon Brewery because they're no more. So
Right.
it would have been pretty cool to gift you
Would've-
guys that this year.
My
Would've
camera was
had-
reversed.
Yeah, would have had some monetary and sentimental value.
Yes, 100%. All right, I will open my present from Kurt.
Yes, please do.
It's the best wrapping paper I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. Are these alcoholic chocolates?
There's alcohol inside. Yeah.
What?
You never seen?
Liquid filled
You never seen those before?
chocolate? No.
You
that's
haven't seen those before? Are you
fantastic.
serious?
I got to try one of these.
No, go ahead. Break into them. Yeah, there's different kinds. What? Read them off. The Southern Comfort,
Soko,
Jim Beam.
Yeah, Jim Beam,
Saza,
Cointreau, and
Cointreau.
Yeah, Cointreau.
Cointreau. Sorry.
Cointreau.
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 It-
Trio.
You can drink those
You
off
got-
Gravois.
You got Kurt's blah right. Yeah. Well, we are in Illinois.
Illinois.
I kind of want to try the Soko first.
No Noise, Illinois.
Awesome. Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah, of course.
No,
And of course, and the blanket, which I was like when I was picking them out last year, I was like, oh, okay, that's the different colors. I'm like, that's kind of Winnipeg Jets colors. That's kind of Minnesota Wild colors. We'll go Central Division blankets.
Yeah, very nice.
very cool.
The wife loves blankets. We have
Who-
too many blankets.
I need a new one for the basement because Sheldon got pissed off a couple weeks ago and ripped the one I've been using. So
That bastard.
perfect timing.
All right, good. Well, right, your latest perfect timing.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get pissed off last year.
Just breaking into the Southern Comfort
Ooh,
chocolate.
that looks good.
I assume it's still good. It's chocolate, it's alcohol. But I think it'll last.
Very good.
Is it? Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah, man, I could polish through this whole box right now.
I had some of those years ago, and I remember liking them. So
If we would have given to us last year, you could have said, I had some of those a year ago.
we're missing some chats here. Let's see. I'm backwards. Oh, thank you. Yes, Amy. More of that girl said I was backwards, and I realized it. Yeah, thank you. Hate being backwards. Why does it default to mirror? Why would you do that? Everything's backwards.
I think Teams does that too,
It's
doesn't it?
dumb. Why? I can see if you want to have it. Actually, I can't understand why would everyone be mirrored. Why would you ever want to be backwards? Everything's backwards, words and everything. Why?
Doesn't make sense.
That don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
Okay.
Yes, me too.
Matt Harris said backwards in his beliefs or his camera. Happy holidays to you as well, Baked Beaver.
And
And
I'm
then
not seeing any of that.
Ken Morris says, did you got Ken Morris says Imperial Stout sounds British.
It's
Russian.
Well,
It's
it's Russian.
It's
Yeah.
Russian. So
Nice try.
and that was before the crocodile, seasick crocodile comment. Did you miss that?
I guess I did.
No. Okay. Matt Harris asks if any of us all was going to the Winter Classic.
No, on accounts of we're poor.
Yeah, when they announced it last year, the wife and I were talking about seriously going, but yeah, it's too expensive, and
Well-
it's one of those things where it's going to be really cool to be there, but the sightline sucks so bad that it's like, do I want to spend the money to not be able to see the game?
Yeah.
So
I know a guy who went to the last Winter Classic at Wrigley, the Detroit and the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
And he said the view was terrible.
Yeah.
Atmosphere was great. The view was terrible. You couldn't
you're
see.
going for the
You couldn't see
atmosphere.
squat.
Yeah.
You really couldn't see from where he was. You really couldn't see anything. So actually, it'd probably be fun to go and hang out and like tailgate it like before the game
Mhm.
and then go watch it in a bar.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrigleyville, baby.
Yeah, sure.
We talked about doing that for the Minnesota game because we were like,
God.
we didn't want to die in frostbite. So
Right.
I mean, that was crazy. Like frozen beer.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a little too cold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree.
It'd be a cool story.
I'm going to Chicago this weekend though, so I was going to stop into the Blackhawk store and see if there's any merchandise that you can't get down here.
Any
I don't know if there will be or
overpriced
not.
overpriced stuff. That
Oh, it's going to be extremely overpriced, but it'll still be cool to go check it out.
$40 for a hat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
Isn't that where Jeff bought Craig Anderson's pads?
Yeah,
Not me.
I was with him.
Walked,
It was a small
up and down Michigan
Yeah.
Avenue with him.
Yeah, it was a small hockey shop, and he saw Craig Anderson's pads. I was with him, and he bought them, and he carried them up and down Michigan Avenue while we were shopping.
Fun fact, he almost bought Dave Dryden's 20-minute pads, but he chose not to, right?
I think those traveled with him. They didn't get any pads.
That was the trip where we ran into Schmieder.
Right.
Yeah, we were up there, and we knew a friend of ours happened to be in Chicago, didn't know it, and we happened to walk by him on Michigan Avenue. It was so weird.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's weird. All right. Well, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas
Happy
to
holidays.
you.
Merry Christmas to you guys. These are awesome gifts. I'm going to enjoy these chocolates way too much over the weekend.
Remember, don't eat them while you're driving home today.
No.
I will not do that.
So you have the Southern Comfort. There's like an eyedropper of alcohol in
Yeah.
each one, right? But the Southern Comfort.
Very
So if you sample some more, you need to grade them and let us know which one's the best one.
I will do that.
Right.
Cointreau has orange.
Matt Harris.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Orange and chocolate.
Yeah.
You like chocolate oranges? Like
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Oh.
You had me try my first one.
Oh, that's right.
I think 2 years ago.
That's right. When the last yeah.
Yeah. That was I liked it. It was very good.
I do enjoy the chocolate orange.
Matt Harris says, totally valid reason. I spent way too much, but did it in June on a credit card I could pay off over time. Talking about going to the Winter Classic. Plus, how often is the Winter Classic on your birthday? The answer is this is the first time, because it's the first time it's on New Year's Eve and not on New Year's.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, good for Matt Harris. I'm sure that's it's going to be a very awesome birthday, but it's so silly to me. Like, why are you not having it on New Year's?
We don't want to compete with college football,
They do that every year.
even though they did for a while.
Yeah.
And it was
every year.
And I would venture to say the viewership early on was better anyway
Mhm.
than it is now.
The only other time it was not on New Year's was the one at Busch Stadium. They had
Right.
it on January 2nd.
That was the first time.
Yeah.
That was the first time it was on.
So Blues
second.
have been involved in both Winter Classics that were not on New Year's. Very odd.
Well, the one last year wasn't on New Year's.
Is
Wasn't
it
it?
odd? Is it odd, or are we just the bastard children of the NHL?
I think we say that, but there's teams who haven't even competed in an outdoor
Right,
game.
and this is our third.
Yeah.
I'll say the rest
This
of
is
it,
our
Jeff.
third Winter Classic.
You can drink this right from
yeah.
the bottle, Jeff. There's probably a
There's a
Shot there?
swig.
there's a
All
shot there.
I'll give that a shot next. Literally, I'll give it a shot. All right, should we get into some Blues talk?
Let's get into some Blues talk.
Yeah.
As I, you know what is not a good thing to drink while you're talking a lot? Something that coats your throat, like
Yes,
eggnog.
yes.
I just realized that. I'm like, oh, it's like I've been drinking whole milk.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis Blues acquire Cam Fowler, defenseman Cam Fowler from the Anaheim Ducks, in a 2027 fourth-round pick on Saturday. The defenseman Jeremy Biakabatuka, whose father is his father, right? Michigan.
No, uncle.
Uncle
Was
Yep.
it so?
Was
Yes. I looked this up yesterday.
Okay.
Was
Somebody
a ru-
questioned me on
was
it.
a running
Yep.
back for the Michigan Wolverines, and was he drafted?
Had to have been.
I'm pretty sure he was.
We know his name,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
You,
You would think so.
I think because we traded him, we lost this trade.
We lost. We did lose the cool name trade.
Yeah.
We traded Biakabatuka and a second-round pick in 27 to Anaheim. In addition, the Blues have assigned defenseman Matthew Kessel to Springfield. As a Doug Fowler dressed in 991 career NHL games, which we'll talk about in a second. And he has 457 points, 96 goals, 361 assists, and 261 penalty minutes. So, one, your thoughts on the trade, and two, how all out do you think the Blues are going to go when he hits his 1,000th NHL game?
I mean, they have to. They have to.
I know,
right?
Do you think are the Anaheim Ducks that cheap that they wanted to get rid of him before they had to give him like a silver?
Apparently, this is the second time because Corey Perry, I think he was at like 989 when they got rid of him.
And they don't want to just give players 1,000-game awards.
They don't want to give him the silver stick, I guess.
Yeah.
right?
Or whatever they give them. It's a silver stick, right? First off.
I think so.
It
yeah.
is. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
It's so
They
stupid.
should like Armstrong should go like kidnap Ryan Getzlaff or somebody and bring him here.
Oh, that would be
Make
awesome.
him
Or
give it to
Andy
him.
McDonald could do it.
Yeah. GA Bear.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome. I would love that. Like, get a bunch of old Anaheim Ducks out there, Bill Holder.
Yeah,
Now we're getting into our Puck Doku names, but Gary Volk.
all the guys that played for the Blues and the Ducks.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, Doug Waite,
Paul
get him in there. Yep, Paul Correa.
So do you like the trade? I mean, yay or nay on the trade? Thoughts?
My first blush was we have this weird quota for old defensemen, and they figured out that Letty was going to be out for a while, and Doug needed another guy. But at the same time, they needed to get Ryan Suter some rest because he's 40. He's pushing 40, and he's logging 25 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to trust Perunovic to play more, which I thought they should have.
But what's funny is that they have since the trade.
Since the trade, he's been playing more because he had to send down Kessel.
Right. And I think my stance on this is that I like this trade a lot, but it depended on who they sent down.
Yeah.
If they sent down Perunovic, I hated this trade.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he would have had to clear.
He would have had to clear waivers, and I don't think he would have.
Right. But at this point, the way the Blues have handled him, I was almost scared that they were going to try and test him through waivers, and there's no way he passes.
No,
not a chance. Either. I wouldn't think so.
I mean, not that he's like a supreme talent.
No,
but I think any team is like, yeah, we'll take a try on this guy. He's a Hobie Baker winner.
Sure, right. And his offensive upside is, I mean, his ceiling is up there.
Yeah,
he's still young,
and he showed, when he got those consistent minutes right after Letty was out. He showed the more ice time he got, the better he was on the defensive side of the puck.
He's played after the first month of the season, almost month. He has played really well.
Yeah.
Like mid-November, I think it was. I think he really started playing well, and I was like, good. He's getting more minutes. He's playing well. And then they sat him again because they didn't play him early in the season, like the first 5 games, whatever it was. They didn't play him, and we're like, what's going on? He's not playing. And then he got some ice time. He was playing okay at first, and then he just kind of played really well. And I'm like, okay, good. And they sat him again. And I was like, why? I don't get it. That makes sense to me. And then so by getting Fowler to ease the minutes on some of the other guys, and the most notably Suter, because Armstrong came out and said that ideally you'd roll your 3 defensive pairings and even out the minutes that way. But he goes, the coaching staff, I guess, both coaching staffs that he's played under, they weren't giving equal minutes, or like they weren't balancing the minutes out. They're top heavy minutes. So, and that continued under Montgomery. So he said he had to make a trade to help alleviate the minutes. And I'm like, okay, because he wasn't giving Joseph and Kessel big minutes, which is understandable because I'm not a fan of, I think Kessel's played poorly this season.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Not a fan of Joseph's game either.
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, Kessel's down, right? But
no,
Joseph
Did
got
you
traded
not see
today.
the trade today?
They traded Joseph.
It's in the notes.
I was fucking off the grid.
It's the next note that we're going to discuss.
See, you know what? Okay, do you know what?
So the Blues earlier today released a new Joseph Brothers commercial, and then proceeded to trade him to Pittsburgh.
Yep,
perfect. I love this. I don't even know. So I was off.
Retract everything I just said.
Do you know my process for doing the show? When did you add this? Because this was late.
I added it right before I left the house tonight.
It broke about 5 o'clock.
Okay,
yeah,
because
probably about 6:30 I added it.
Yeah, because I haven't been okay. That's because when I prep the show, I take a copy of the outline that you put together graciously. Thank you every week, and then I edit it up. I don't want to like put all my crap and stuff in the one that we all share.
I do.
So I put all kinds of, that's fine. That's fine. But I don't want it to like, cause it gets long and stuff and I don't want it. So I just do my own thing on the side, but I didn't know that this was added and I hadn't heard about it. I haven't been on the new.
I talked about it on Slack.
I was on Slack. I was prepping for the show. I was rewatching games and stuff.
Prepping for a show where he talks about the Blues and he's not up to date on the Blues news.
For something that happened a few hours ago, I was watching previous game highlights and goals and analyzing the goals and all that bullshit, and I just wasn't on the news. I wasn't
it's all right.
In my defense, you guys didn't say shit when you got here.
Well, I mean, it was a very minor trade. Literally got future considerations back.
It's not a minor but it's not a minor trade as far as Perunovic goes. That's good for him.
Well, let's talk about that in a minute.
Okay,
I want to talk about Cam Fowler real quick.
Right.
So the only thing that
anything else you add real quick before that I missed?
No.
Okay.
Blues traded Robert Thomas
future considerations
for James Hetfield. No, so they, yeah, I don't know. I like this trade because I do think Fowler adds. He's a good guy that can play with Parayko. We saw him play with Justin Falk the first night, and he played fine. I like him on the top pairing with Parayko. I think he adds an element that Parayko needed, and like you guys said, it lets Suter rest a little bit more. My only question with this, and it's a very easy question, why? Now I know that they are, trying to make the playoffs. They want that playoff revenue, and there's even some guys. Foxa has said it, and Suter has said it. They think this team can make some noise in the playoffs. I get that, but your most glaring hole has been ignored all season, right? Second line center. It's been completely ignored. Robert Thomas goes down, and that's why I said at the time, they have to make a trade if they want to be serious about making the playoffs, because you're not going to win without your only good offensive center. And clearly, they didn't win much. I don't remember what the record was with Thomas out, but they did not do well. And they kept trying to shoehorn Holloway, and they still are, and Buchnevich at center, and it just didn't work. So my other question is why? Not if you're going to go get Cam Fowler, great, but you also need to go get a second line center if you're serious about being a legitimate playoff team.
I agree, but I don't think that. I think if this team had higher aspirations this season, I think they might go after a second line center.
But that's the point I'm making. Why are you getting Cam Fowler then?
So you don't burn out your defense, and Cam Fowler's not costing you much.
Right.
A second line center is going to cost you.
I agree. It didn't. The Blues. It's a good trade, I think, for both teams, because I think Anaheim got out from under Fowler. They can add more salary room if they want. I think it's a good move for them. It's a good move for the Blues because they got a guy who can play with Parayko. It's just, for me, I look at it as, yes, that was a hole, but the biggest hole in this team is still a hole. And I don't feel like that has been addressed at all.
I don't think they're going to address it unless we're in a – I don't think we're going to address it fully for a long time. I think we might get like a Band-Aid fix for it if we're a playoff team going into the playoffs. We might get somebody, if they can get a decent trade for somebody who can improve what we have, fine. But we're not going to get the guy this season, I don't think.
Right. No,
we're not. Our aspirations aren't high enough yet.
Right. And at this point, I don't think other teams have sorted out where they are to say they have rentals available. Right. The other trade today was more of a longer term deal. Right. It was Capocacco going from the Rangers to the Kraken for Will Borgen and a couple of draft picks, I think. So we're not talking about, teams starting to add minor pieces gearing for a playoff run. They're talking like the Rangers are trying to do something to get that team's blood flowing again.
The Rangers are a mess.
Oh yeah, they are.
It is. I want to play them every night.
Did you see their trade tonight?
No, I haven't seen anything tonight.
So Capocacco just got moved to.
Didn't I just say that?
You did. I was going to ask about
that. You did,
so.
but yeah, who did you get traded to? Seattle. That's right. Yeah. Which Capocacco's been a huge disappointment.
Right. He was number 2 overall pick behind, was it?
I think it was Dave Dryden.
No. No, so it was who was it? So that was he was in St. Louis during the Stanley Cup final. Here they had them, like, he walked 5 feet behind me when we were standing in front of the ESPN.
So that's why he's so bad.
Yes,
he picked up the Bill hockey sense.
So, no, who was it?
He's bad by osmosis.
2019 pickup or first round.
It's like a virus.
First pick. I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't.
I mean, we do have some computers in front of us. We could probably look it up.
I have.
Yeah. Wait, I think Kurt's doing it. So I'll let him do it.
I'm not actually.
Okay, I'll do it. This is why we don't get together for shows.
I get too much stuff going on here. I can't be looking up shit. Where's our producer?
Let's see. NHL draft first pick. Let's see. Well, Jack Hughes.
Yeah. That's
right. And you're right. Capocacco, second pick. Third pick, Kirby Doc. Fourth pick, Bowen Byram. Wow. So the next 3 picks after
Have
Jack
all
Hughes
been
have
dealt.
all been traded since then.
So
That's crazy.
The Blues are going to get Jack Hughes. It's bound to happen. He's going to get traded.
Get us
and
all the
Blues are
Hughes
gonna
brothers.
get
Tell you what, get all the Hughes brothers, make a commercial, and then instantly trade Luke Hughes.
right.
All right.
Mike
the
Leon
Doug
says, I
Armstrong.
love when we get live reactions to a Blues trade. If we had a producer that was like on the ball, we could have played Gary Bettman's we have a trade to announce.
We
yeah.
have a trade to announce.
Man, I want to say, do we still have the video in here? I think I might have removed it.
Yes, I was in the zone. I was in the zone for show prepping.
Were you in the auto zone?
Auto zone. No, I was in the O'Reilly's. Auto Parts.
And there's some great comments coming in here. Mike Leon Fowler is also signed for next year, so that's good too.
It's good. It's good for a couple reasons, I guess. I guess it's not good if the Blues want to trade him as a rental at the deadline, because that there's a year left. But if a team is looking for a guy next year, it depends on what team wants. So it's an easily absorbable contract for a team.
Yeah,
$4 million.
It's
1 more year. If a contender wants some depth defense, I think he'd be a nice guy to trade a team to if the Blues aren't going to make the playoffs.
That is until Doug signs him to a 5-year, $6.5 billion extension tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, that's my only issue with this is he's going to be coming up on a contract year, and then July 1st, it's all right. Cam Fowler, 8-year contract
At 6.5.
at 6.5. Yeah.
No, he's going to fall in the Scandella boat. He's not getting re-signed. There's no way.
You don't think so? I mean, I think there's a chance that if he plays well for the next 2 years, I think there's a chance you still bring him back for a
When's his
year
birthday?
at $2 million.
Will he be? When's he turn 34? He's 33 right now,
I think he turns 34 with the summer, but I could be wrong.
so he'll be 35
So, at
at the end of the contract.
Does this mean that Nick Leddy is dead?
It very well could be, yes.
That's an interesting question, because you would think with the team and how their goals this season, right? Making the playoffs is the goal. Which you want to make moves. If you feel you can make a move to better your team to make the playoffs, you do it. And it's not going to cost. This doesn't cost the Blues much as a second-round pick. So it's like it was fine. I mean, granted, they don't have a lot of. They're losing all their second-round picks. They don't have one now until 28. I think it is.
Yeah,
second-round pick. So they have first-round picks and no second or third-round pick this coming draft or the following, I believe, or no second-round pick, one of the two. But so they need to reacquire some picks, and they might, depending on how they finish.
This whole future considerations thing with Pittsburgh, right?
Future considerations.
You said something earlier, and I want to talk about it, but I think we need to take a break. We are pretty far into the show
already.
Yeah, we're 38 minutes in already. So let's go ahead and take our break. You are listening to Kurt, Bill, and Jeff on Let's Go Blues Radio Christmas Spectacular.
We'll return after these messages.
As a hockey player, Mike Burgoyne knows a thing or two about making the perfect play. And when it comes to real estate, he's always ready to score the winning goal for his clients. If you're a first responder, a veteran, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, or a Let's Go Blues Radio listener looking to score the home of your dreams, you'll receive special rates with Mike. Go ahead, shoot some questions his way, and he'll have the answer quicker than Curtis Joseph on a breakaway.
Curtis Joseph got the pedal down.
Any barriers? Mike will mow them down like Chris Pronger in front of the net. He'll score you your dream home or sell your existing home faster than a Brett Hall one-timer.
Flip past the Hall. He shoots. He scores.
See Burgoyne's real estate prowess in action today by emailing him at mike@strikewithmike.com or by calling 314-753-4060. That email again is mike@strikewithmike.com, and that phone number is 314-753-4060. Getting Mike Burgoyne on your team will be the boost your power play needs.
Hey guys, it's Jeff. You know, the fun, energetic host of Let's Go Blues Radio. I know I give off a natural energy and cheerful glow, but as I've gotten older, I've realized I need a kick in the pants to get going. I've tried it all, from forcing myself to drink coffee to picking up an energy drink every morning, but none of it provided true, sustainable energy without crash. Luckily, my friend Dustin at RockinThatIDLife.com told me about their product, Energy, which provides exactly what I need. The first thing I do every morning morning is fill up my shaker bottle with water and a small energy packet, and within minutes of drinking it, my day truly begins. I feel motivated to get going on my work and feel the mental focus take effect as I dive into what I'm doing. I don't crash, and I feel like $1,000,000 throughout the day. Reach out to Dustin today to experience how much better your professional life can be. Email him at rockinthatidlife@gmail.com and get $10 off your first order. That's rockinthatidlife.com, and that email again is rockinthatidlife@gmail.com. Don't let a lack of energy keep you from being who you want to be.
Yes, and as you can see, there are a lot of different ways to stamp out thirst with refreshing Stag beer. Now, one of the most popular is this handy six-pack. People like the six-pack because it saves space in the refrigerator, lets them keep more good, cold Stag beer on hand. And you know, when you've got Stag on hand, you've got a mess.
And now, back to Let's Go Blues Radio, the longest running St. Louis Blues podcast with Price, Ponder, and Day.
Jeff is slow to get his headset on. He's wants us to play another commercial.
Well, it's like in radio, right? They sometimes they double up the commercial breaks if they need a long break.
Right.
We can't do that. We need to be able to do that. Get us more sponsors, people.
It's like during a hockey game, there's a long without a stoppage. They'll take a commercial break, and then the next whistle, take another one. Back to back.
Well, I think I've told this story on the show before, but first of all, I don't know if anybody knows that I used to be in the media. And by the way, I want to point out, listener Leon, I play hockey with him every Sunday, and he must say that to me every single week. He's like, hey, did I hear that you used to be in the media? Yeah, so I think I've told this on the show before, but I heard through a guy that used to report on the, thank you. Bill's letting us crack into that Imperial Stout. So cheers, boys.
Cheers.
To
Center Ice Brewery.
And
John
All right, Pete, you
Ferrara.
pour some out on my carpet.
Yeah.
But
kind of did that last week.
ooh, that is still really potent. I like it.
It's no Bourbon County. But
No. Okay, so he was interning for what is it, Bud Sports, and he was able to come in and sit next to Mike Shannon. And so his very first time meeting Mike Shannon, like literally the game's already started, it hits commercial break. They're like, hey, Mike, we want to introduce you to I can't remember the guy's name. Bill? His name was Bill.
Wasn't me.
It was not you, another Bill. And
Wasn't me.
and he's like, I want to introduce you to Bill. He shakes his hand, very nice guy. If you ever met Mike Shannon, you know that he was a super nice guy. And he apparently looks at him and he goes, hey, you a betting man? In his Mike Shannon way. And he's like, I mean, not really, but he's like, well, you want to make a bet? He's like, beer's on me or you if I can take, and he had apparently a full glass, like a full glass of whiskey that he was just sipping on throughout the show or throughout the game. And he's like, beer's on you or me that I can finish this glass before the commercial breaks over. And they got a little timer in the booth and there's like 30 seconds left. And he's like, you're on. He says Mike Shannon literally took it and just downed it like it was water, like as quick as he could. And everybody in the booth starts laughing. They're like, he does this with every intern and you're screwed. And he literally finishes it, sets it down, and we're back with Cardinals baseball, and just starts talking like it's nothing. He winks at the guy and he's just like, you got to be kidding me. This guy can drink whiskey like that.
Yeah, but I think him drinking on the air was no secret, but you could hear it late in ball games.
Oh yeah.
The slurring,
which made it great.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
big
it
boy.
made it great. I think I'm right on that one, big boy.
Yeah. All right, so you don't have it in your notes, so I'll go ahead and take the lead on this one. Oh God, you fucker! He's showing me his Puck Doku score right now. This show's gonna be off the rails, folks. Just want to warn you right now if you haven't already noticed. So the Blues traded defenseman P.O. Joseph to the Pittsburgh Penguins for future considerations Joseph was 25 and was originally signed by the Blues as a free agent on July 3rd, 2024. For those that are wondering, in case you're not as versed with the Blues, this is the defenseman, P.O. Joseph, not the forward, Matthew Joseph. This season, he's appeared in 23 games. He's logged 2 assists and 23 penalty minutes. Bill, I want to get to you on this because you said something in the chat earlier when we were talking about this that Kurt clearly did not see.
He misses all my good stuff.
About the future considerations that I actually think you might be onto something.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. What did you say?
Yeah, so future considerations like never have to stop, right? So the Blues were able to make the deal with Pittsburgh over the summer for future considerations that allowed us to sign Holloway, right?
Holloway and Broberg,
right?
Yeah,
we had to have
they
those
made
draft
the second
picks.
round draft picks to get their picks back.
Right. And we had traded the draft pick to Pittsburgh, and Armstrong, calls up, it was Rutherford, right?
Mm-hmm.
And says, "Hey, I need my draft pick back." Sure, future considerations. And so here we are. Like, Rutherford probably called him up, said, "Hey, I need my P.O. Joseph back, and I see you got a lot of defensemen."
Oh no, wait, it's not Rutherford. It's
no, he's in Carolina, right?
I think Rutherford might be gone.
Is it?
Yeah, but either way, it's
not Ron Hextall,
the old Maple Leafs GM.
Yeah.
Kyle
Dubas.
Dubas. Yeah, Kyle Dubas.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah. So my point was that there is no finite limit to future considerations, and you can continue as long as you continue a good relationship with somebody. You don't fuck them over in a trade. You can do future considerations all you want, and it's kind of a pretty deal, I think. And
by the way, GM is Eric Tulsky in Carolina.
God, I am so far behind.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rutherford. I think he's been in the NHL for 2 or 3 years now.
He did retire like 2 or 3 years ago, but yeah.
Well, either way, still, I like that. I think that's actually a good point. I think this was, and for those that paid attention to social media, when P.O. Joseph signed here, and Matthew Joseph too, which he came from Ottawa, fans were very upset from both those franchises. Ottawa liked Matthew Joseph, and Pittsburgh liked P.O. Joseph. And so I think there was, I don't know. I know fans don't speak for the organization, but obviously Pittsburgh, there was a love affair with P.O. Joseph.
They can have him.
So to have him back, I'm sure makes them very happy.
I liked him more than Kessel. This season.
Yeah.
I thought Kessel was good last season, but
it's sophomore slump.
I think he's played very poorly this season, and
I think he's been good enough to be in the NHL personally, like a seventh defenseman.
Not over Perunovich though.
Not over Perunovich.
That's what would make him.
And he's more. You don't have to expose him to waivers, so it makes more sense to send Kessel down.
And I don't know. I'm still thinking that his replacement, right, or who he replaced was Tyler Tucker. And he will always be better than Tyler Tucker for me. And, he'll be back, right? I think he'll be back this
season.
I think now.
Oh, Tucker?
Soon.
Tucker?
Not Tucker. No. Kessel. I think Kessel will be.
Tell you what, bring up Tucker and then send him right back down so we can see if somebody will take a flyer on him on waivers.
Again, he already cleared once.
I like him down there. I like him in Springfield.
I'm told he plays very well in Springfield.
That's he can play well down there. That's fine.
I hate
it.
Honestly, he seems like a guy who would be like a Chris Butler. Good guy to have around in the locker room and a dude who can eventually be your captain down in Springfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's a top defenseman for the AHL. And that's his limit.
My whole thing with the defense has been that I was irritated that Perunovich didn't understand why he wasn't playing early in the season, and didn't understand why he was benched after he started playing well. And I didn't like that Kessel and Joseph were playing over him. So Kessel being sent down, Joseph being traded, Perunovich should be like, oh, this is great for me. His spot should be solidified at this point, unless they make more trades to acquire somebody else.
So how many defensemen on the roster now? 6
on the active roster.
On the active roster, not including Kessel.
Well,
because
if you move, you move P.O. Joseph.
There's 6.
There's 6.
Well,
so that tells me.
Okay.
Now, there's a chance they could say, we want somebody up here who's going to be our 7th defenseman. We want Kessel to play in Springfield. maybe you call up Leo Loof or somebody like that. But
Again,
they're going to call somebody
Again.
up.
Who they called up and
didn't play.
Right, sent him
Or
right back down.
the guy that played Corey Schooneman.
Right, he was awesome.
He was good.
Great.
He was great.
I'd love to see him
And
up here again.
you know what? I think Schooneman, maybe they like the way Schooneman's played, right? And okay, that's fine. So that makes Joseph expendable.
Yeah.
Right? So that's fine with me. Now, granted, Schooneman could be the Kessel of last year, and they play not as good next year. Who knows? But
Schooneman does already have NHL experience,
right, and he's 30, right? So
he's a little older.
he's older,
so
okay.
you kind of know what you're getting out of him.
I suppose. But at any rate, I like the way he played in the 2 games he played. 3 games?
He played a little bit
3
more.
or 4.
Was it 3?
4.
Okay, 4.
Yeah, 5.
Anyway,
6.
Anyway, I'm happy.
7 or 8.
7.
I'm happy that Brunovich is going to play more.
12.
12, 14, 37 in a row.
Zach Bolduc.
Oh yeah, they 37 5 games. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I posted that on social media.
Yep, I saw that.
So many followers, not a single person commented or liked it. So.
I love the bad takes that we have had.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the beauty of having a podcast that's lasted as long as
Let's slow
this,
down.
right?
Let's slow down. That was now. It was half joke.
Right,
it was a
half
joke.
Jest.
Okay, well, you've had other bad takes.
Because you know why I said it? Because his name was not an NHL name.
I believe you said Jake Allen is the greatest Blues goalie of all time,
No,
right? Was that Kurt that said that?
No, I would.
No, it was
I would
think it
never
was
say that. No,
Yeah, he
that
said
was-
Jake Allen, greatest goalie of all
No,
time.
I do believe you guys probably liked Allen more than I did, and that's not much. So
I don't know if Bill did. I might have.
You know what? Right off the bat, though, I mean, I liked Allen. I like the idea of Allen.
I
liked his potential when he came.
I
up.
liked Allen.
That's the idea of Allen.
Well, his potential.
No,
it was supposed to be really. He was supposed to be like a.
I can totally agree
good
with
prospect.
that, right? And then when he got up and like it was his first game in Calgary, and he made that insane save off of TJ Brody. Brody had an empty net.
Oh,
and-
yeah, the stick
and
save.
He went like that, and knocked it. His arm can go out like this.
His arm can go out like this.
We can do that because we're live.
I do like Mike Leon's comment here. Listener Leon, he does say, "Here's my burning question: why do you trade Joseph when you might need depth with old Suter and oft injured Perunovic and already injured Broberg?"
Well, we talked about Schooneman already,
right? And I think that's what it is mostly. I think it's mostly that they've seen the depth they have. We're well into the season at this point. You're coming up on January. You already know what you've got in this team. So I think they're just like, we don't need this P.O. Joseph anymore. And I think that's also why there's talks of Brandon Saad possibly getting moved, is I think they're like, we know that we can fill those shoes if we need to. I don't know if I fully agree with trading Saad, but I think that's Armstrong's thought. We're well into the season. I know what I need, what I don't need, and I'm going to start trying to get assets for the guys that I don't need.
Maybe he's just setting the table for trading Saad later at the deadline, wherever. I mean, and he wasn't playing well.
No.
Now, if they trade Saad and they get a second line center,
they can't. They can't do it.
No, they won't. But I'm saying that's the only way that I fully understand.
You'd have to package him with a high pick or something.
No, I think if they trade Saad, it's going to be after they've decided they're out of it and they're looking to get a second round pick because we have none. Right. I think that's the move.
If they can get a second round pick for Saad, I'd be happy with that because he's under contract for next year as well. Is that right?
Who? Saad?
I thought he was free agent after this year.
No, he's one more year after this year. So same thing with Letty. Letty is under contract. Where is he? Oh, he's hurt. Where is he?
He's in the IR listing.
Yeah,
using puckpedia.com over there, guy.
I like Puckpedia. Well, it's like the best thing.
It is. Yep. Our friends at Puckpedia, check them out. Sponsors of the Let's Go Blues Minute. Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah, I can't find the injured list though.
Maybe Nick Letty is dead.
Anyway, either way. Yeah, so that's good news. I'm glad that I was informed of this move during the show.
Would you say it's a Festivus miracle?
No, I would just say it's I'm like oh, good. That's my reaction. I was like, oh, okay, good. I mean, so, but you liking Joseph, are you not really a fan of the trade? Or?
What I said in the chat is, my
Which I should read.
Right. My emotional reaction to this is I like that story of the brothers coming here to play together. Right. The Blues have gotten a ton of good social media stuff out of it. Right. And the commercials that they did, like, I love the fact that they filmed the commercials of Vintage Vinyl.
Was it which Joseph was in the commercial?
So they had one where they were together, where it was line change.
Yeah,
one was behind the counter, the other was sweeping.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I thought,
that's gone.
What are you gonna give? What are you gonna make the?
You know
two
that the
black
Blues
guys
marketing
sweeping?
team
Like, that sucks.
Yeah. You know the Blues marketing team was like, God damn it. Like, they probably have like a full slate of other stuff.
They released a commercial today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that story. I thought, like, he seems bigger than his size is listed. He's got a great wingspan, not the greatest skater in the world, but I thought he was a good sixth defenseman, and having him and Matthew together, I think that was good.
You know, the best commercial the Blues have right now, or it's the Car Shield actually, but with Blues players with Shen and Neighbors. You've seen it?
Oh, the one with
softball with Hull pitching.
Softball, yeah.
And you haven't seen it?
Brett Hull.
Brett Hull's pitching. They bring in Brett Hull, Wild Thing. It's got the skull and crossbones and the glasses. But in the dugout, it's all St. Louis people. Like, okay, so Neighbors is like the coach, the manager of the team, and he goes, "Time to bring in Hull," and Randy Naughton, you know the name. Naughton. Yeah. She's standing right next to Neighbors, saying, "Hull can pitch." And Neighbors goes, "I have no idea, Randy Naughton." But in the this makes me laugh. But it's just a random name, right, in St. Louis. But but in the dugout, there's Toast Ravioli Man. There's Voltron is in the dugout, which is like killer.
Oh,
that
my God.
Voltron makes the commercial amazing to me. That's of course because Voltron's a St. Louis thing.
Yeah.
Owned by
KPLR.
Yeah. Which is that's so it's amazing. That commercial is fantastic. And then so it's got two parts. It's got that part, and then it's got Shen. Basically talking about St. Louis summers, and then Shen was working at Schnucks, I guess Deerbergs, whoever it was.
I think it was Schnucks.
One of the two.
Man,
I didn't say the name, but it was close.
Yeah. So I've been using the FanDuel Sports app, and I get the same 3 commercials every fucking commercial break, and there's not been a single Car Shield commercial. And I was like, if I have to deal with the same commercials, at least I don't have to watch Ric Flair. But if they're using that, like that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's the best Blues commercial I've seen since the You Want to Go stuff.
Yeah.
When Demetra and Rivers are doing their hair in the mirror and everything.
Yeah.
Which was great. But that's a fantastic commercial. I've hated in general. I've hated the Car Shield Blues commercials. Or just mixed in with. I hate Ric Flair. Sorry, wrestling guys. I just don't like him.
Woo!
I just don't like him.
Bill is staring me down.
So, but
we're not woozers, Jeff.
Yeah, and,
I am.
And
I live in Missouri, so
and Wait. Not Wait. Wow, Doug Wait. Oh God, drawing a blank.
What do you?
It was Shen and
O'Reilly.
I couldn't remember his name.
Wow.
Well, Shen and O'Reilly. They did a bunch of.
Died.
Well, but he was still doing commercials here with. Right. Yeah, with Shen. So, it was
and Maroon.
Yeah, it was more Maroon and O'Reilly. So that ended that for a while after he left. That was kind of a little weird, but not totally. But yeah, these are far better than those. So
we got some good chat going on here. Winning Unlimited in the chat says the Blues traded Cujo again. Mike Leon says trading Joseph should have given me awful flashbacks, but I didn't even think of that. Now we are. And Winning Limited said, and we gave away Greer in the deal.
Yeah, Keenan, man, I mean, he made some killer moves, but he made some awful ones too. It's just that's what you get when you make so many moves.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
hey, we had Brian Noonan and Adam Creighton.
But we also got Al McInnes.
Tikkanen, too. Yeah, Tikkanen.
We got Chris Pronger.
I actually enjoyed the Tikkanen.
We got Pierre Turgeon.
The half a season of Tikkanen, whatever it was.
Yeah.
We got
Demetra?
some great
Tegan
trades.
probably has
Demetra-
the,
Demetra
was Mike
the
Keenan.
greatest NHL interview of all time, right? He puts
Tegan?
him
All right. Are we ready to start talking about games?
Sure, why not?
All
Let's
right.
do it.
The Blues lose to the Sharks on home ice 4-3. It was a third straight win. I got my stuff mixed up here. Bennington stopped 27 on 31. Georgiev stopped 17 on 20.
That was his Sharks
It was
debut.
a Sharks debut.
Yeah.
This loss hurt because we talked about this game
Mhm.
that the Blues needed to win this game because the schedule is tougher coming up, and you don't want to lose a game you should win because you may not win the games you're supposed to lose.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
So, and they shit the bed
They
against
lost
San
to an
Jose.
18-year-old.
They have not beaten the Sharks in regulation in 2 seasons now. They didn't beat them at all in regulation last season, and they won twice in overtime this season against them.
Yeah.
We get that one more time this year?
Or
are we done?
I think we're done.
I think we're done.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're done.
That's painful.
I mean, it's 5 games. It was last year was 3 games.
Mhm.
This year was 2 games, and yeah. So it's just, you beat them 2 out of 3 times, okay, but 2 were in overtime, and 1 they just, I don't know.
It wasn't a good look.
No, it wasn't a good look. It was
No.
it was not a good showing. They were showing life in the third, scored to pull within 1, then immediately allowed a 2-on-1, and they scored while they're announcing the Blues goal.
Which is the worst. That is a
Right.
backbreaker.
And that's been happening way too much with this team.
Yep.
And Joseph was caught way up ice. That
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah. Glad he's gone.
Glad he's gone.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Yeah. Holloway was trying to get. I think it was Holloway was trying to get back, and he couldn't get back to break up the 2-on-1. And I'm like, when I saw there was one defenseman back, and Holloway was coming back, I'm like, where's the other defenseman? Where is he? I had to wait and like, where is Joseph? I don't know what he was
Winning
doing.
Unlimited is on a Mike Greer kick right now. He says the curse of Mike Greer, his revenge tour is vicious.
This was an embarrassing loss.
Mm.
It was embarrassing.
It was very painful to take.
Next game, Dallas handed the Blues our second loss in 2 games, a 2-1 overtime loss. Duchesne scores 2:31 in overtime. Kyrie with a nice goal in this game. But the Blues had no business being in this game. They were outplayed. They got outshot handily.
Yeah. It's
37-16.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I thought the goaltenders were the story of this game.
Goaltenders,
but not good enough to get a save.
Man,
of the
I
week.
hate to fucking say this, but Jake Ottinger, I love that dude.
He's
amazing.
He's pretty fucking
I
amazing.
love a good goalie who just gets dialed in and plays good hockey. And that's why I love Jordan Binnington. That's why I love Joel Hofer, but it's also why I love Jake Ottinger.
This was Fowler's first game.
Yeah. Right. He traded in the afternoon. He was in Columbus with the Ducks.
Yep.
Caught a flight, got to Dallas, did a presser, and got out there.
Had time
What
to take
a
nap.
day.
Had time to take a nap.
Right.
What a fucking day, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, the 3 of us, just imagine.
Right.
You're at work. You wake up tomorrow, you go to work, and then all of a sudden your company's like, hey, we got to ship you to, I don't know, a rival company in Florida.
Mhm.
And we need you there today. And you're going to work for them tonight. Like, I can't even fathom what that feeling is like. But
Well,
that's
he had a no trade, and he had to waive it. So
Right.
so there's that too, Blues fans. He wanted to come. He was said there's a trade on the table to come to St. Louis. We waived no trade. Yes.
Well, let's face it. I think part of it is he probably just wanted to stop fucking losing every season in Anaheim.
Right.
Yeah, but he was there 15 years. So
Right.
it's
And
like, I mean,
it-
Jesus.
But right, and that's the whole, like, I don't know. Did Pat Verbeek call it? It was like, if you don't take this trade, you're not getting your silver stick.
we're gonna silver plate it.
I wonder if that. I always wonder if like parts of like trades include something like that. Like the Blues are like, "Hey, you're paying for the silver stick."
Oh,
Anaheim.
for sure.
Like, come on, you probably already bought it, right? Like, just send it to us and we'll give it to
Yeah.
them.
Oh, and you get it, and because Anaheim, apparently, maybe being a cheap organization, like the Charlotte Hornets. Holy shit! You see what the Charlotte Hornets basketball franchise did? They
shipped all their
change the subject,
jackets out.
Just real quick, they had a skit in between, like a halftime, I guess it was, where they had people from the stands come down, and they they knew background about the people, and this kid came on, and he wanted a PS5 for Christmas, and they surprised him with a PS5 on the court. Always, always happy, excited, nervous, right in front of everybody, and he walks off, and the Hornets, when they get off the court and under the concourse, they said, "We'll take that," and they didn't give him the PS5, and they gave him a jersey instead.
What?
Yeah. And I'm
Did
like,
they not think that was going to get out?
who does that kind of promotion? You tease a kid, you dangle a carrot. Here's a PS5, and take it away from him. You make him think
Even
that he has
Dexter
a PS5.
is upset in the other room right now. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was bananas.
I just heard that's bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
that's bullshit.
That's
what I just heard.
Someone should
say.
get fired.
The whole marketing team needs to
that
get
was
freaking
bad.
fired.
That was so
Good
stupid.
Lord.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, that makes the Anaheim Ducks look like
so
the nicest organization ever.
And then we get the stick in the mail that Anaheim sends us. And it's pewter. It's not silver.
How funny would it have been if they were like, "Hey,
silver.
Cam, we just traded you to St. Louis.
That's a rock.
We've already
Stone.
got your gear stored away. It's in the plane. But here, this is the silver stick we were gonna give you. Can you just bring it with you so you can save us on some mail costs?
Yeah.
Like, just bring it and give it to Doug Armstrong.
You know they had it bought already. It's engraved. It has to be made in advance.
Right.
Sure,
It has to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's it. I mean, it's crazy. And did they say that like he's in like just had a kid or something too?
Fowler?
Because somebody just got traded that like had a kid and had to deal with all this like right before Christmas too, right?
I didn't hear that, but you might be right. I don't know.
It's probably not Fowler because 34.
You know what though?
Probably passes. Spawning years.
You know what?
What?
Though? My
brother had a kid at like 39.
Let's put things into perspective though. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but he's making $6.5 million a year, and his family's well off because of his job. So I mean, he's gone most of the time anyway. So
probably not even his kid.
Probably not even his kid. He's like a military dad, He comes back to a kid that he thinks is his. It's just anyway.
I'm not Asian.
So yeah, Blues had no business being in this game. Detroit,
Fowler,
Dallas.
one shot on goal, played 17:57 in St. Louis debut.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny because again, we mentioned that he played with Justin Falk first night, moved to the Parayko pairing now, and he's been there since. You have to wonder if they were like, this dude has had a fucking whirlwind of a day. Like, let's not give him first pairing minutes in his first game.
Here's the thing with his minutes so far with the Blues. So people talked about, he'll come here and he's being overused in Anaheim. Too many minutes in Anaheim. He'll come here and play better, less minutes. Well, he's only averaging 32 seconds a game this season, less with the Blues than Anaheim. So it's about the same, half a shift less. But it is 4 minutes per game less than his previous 3 seasons. So there's that. So he is playing less than his previous 3 seasons.
Yeah, and I don't know. Part of me has to think that he's probably pissed off a little bit that he's been in Anaheim. What do we say, 15 years?
Yeah.
And Radko Gudas is there a year and gets the captaincy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He had to see the writing on the wall there, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna move this guy.
That's a good point.
Trees, our friend Father Nature, as I like to call him. Defector had a great headline about that, talking about the Hornets thing you mentioned. Hornets cruelly bait and switch child by promising PS5, but giving him PS5 and Hornets tickets.
In the end, after the bad PR, probably the team said that they're going to give him the PS5 and a all expenses paid in-game experience kind of a thing they offer fans and stuff. So they're trying to make it right, but holy shit.
Just give him the fucking PS5.
Somebody had to lose their job over that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's terrible.
No kidding.
It's awful. So
and what did you do with the PS5? Was it just like a PS5 box with a bunch of rocks in it? Like, what the fuck did you do with it?
What are the players?
The dad said that he said that when they walked off and they walked under the covering, under the stands, there was a guy there that he goes, okay, we'll take that, and just took it from the kid. And
You imagine having to be that guy?
Oh my god!
Because you know that wasn't his decision. They had to be like an intern. They were like, "Hey, go down and take that PS5 from that kid."
Apparently, they told.
And if he has any lunch money, make sure you take that too.
Apparently, they told the dad about the skit, but they didn't tell the kid what was going to happen. So the kid didn't know. Like right before they brought him on the court,
awful.
They told the dad, which I was like, "This anyway." That's
what do you do as a dad there? Like,
I mean,
you know what? No, then we're not coming out. You know, that's what I'd say.
I'd be like,
no,
what are
we're
you
not
doing?
going to come out there.
Yeah, but your kid's right there is like they may have I don't know.
That's
he's
awful.
expecting a gift. Yeah, it's just this had to pass like a whole group of people in the marketing department, right? Somebody to sign off on this thing, and it was just so bad.
It's like the whole Wicked toy set, right? Like, you guys heard about that? On the Wicked official toys that came out, they had Wicked.com on it.
Yes, and it's a porn site.
Wicked.com is a porn site.
Yes.
It's supposed to be like wickedmovie.com or something. And so it's like that. How many people did that pass through?
I did hear that. Yeah.
And you just let that happen? Come on.
Yeah. People assumed, right? Oh, we have Wicked there. Wicked. That makes sense.
Can you imagine being a therapist in like 10 years?
Well, I like what somebody said. If
working with somebody on a porn addiction, and when did you first watch porn?
Well, I wanted to see this movie with Elphaba in it. No, I love what somebody said about that. They were like, if Wicked was smart, they would have put like the porn site. They would have put like Wicked porn at the top of the page. So that way you seriously thought you were on a Wicked page. It's like you click into it and it's like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting.
Or they should have put a splash screen up. If you're looking for the Wicked movie, it's like, this is, or the musical.
Right.
This is not it. So the Blues did defeat the Rangers. This is the next game, right, on my list?
Yes. Yep.
The Blues defeated the Rangers 3-2 to get back on the winning track. The Blues wore their clown jerseys in this game.
You know what? I'm going to say this.
No, don't.
I'm going to say this.
No.
Once a year,
no.
I have no problem with it.
Right, but okay, I agree with you. But the problem with this is I think after this game for a couple of days, I need to stay off social media, because after they wear the fucking clown jerseys, there's always all these idiots that come out of the woodwork demanding that they have these as their primaries, or they bring them back and play with them more. And I'm like, no.
I do love
we lived through that. It was traumatizing.
They ran him out of town for a reason.
If you look at their Facebook post, there was a post, I think, the next day that said something. It was from the Blues, and it said something like, look at how beautiful these jerseys are, or something. And like the first two comments on there were like, oh my God, yeah, like so beautiful. And then every comment after was like, please stop wearing these.
It's the majority. The majority of people are against them because that's comments. That's majority rules, right? They ran him out of town the first time because majority hated the jerseys.
Yep.
And but you know how it is. People who are irritated, vocal, whatever about we should wear these jerseys if they want a hot take, right? They want to get out there, and you see all these comments that say they want the jerseys full time or to wear them more, and then that's when you see the pushback from the people who are right thinking kind of people, and like, no, if you like the jerseys, fine, okay. I mean, maybe you grew up and that was your first jersey the Blues had, and you became a fan when they had those jerseys. It's sentimental to you. That's different. If it's sentimental to you, I get it completely. That's fine. But it's not a good design. It's not.
No, the thing that because I should be in that demographic that's like, yeah, that's right when I became like a super mega fan. I was born in 85. They released these jerseys in 94, was it?
Yeah.
So I was literally a child. I was a kid when it came out
of that first lockout.
My first jersey was a Chris Pronger jersey in that style. Mm-hmm. So like, I should fit that demographic, but I don't, because I realize it's a fucking shitty jersey. And I still remember when they released video, or it was video or photos of like, here's our next design jersey we're going to wear next season. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a photo. I remember a Brett Hall photo of him laying on the center ice.
He loved the jerseys.
Yeah. And I remember seeing that and just being like, that is a hockey jersey.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, as a 10-year-old, I'm like, that's it right there. Thank you. Please switch to that right fucking now.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, if it's sentimental, I get it. That's being liking something because it's sentimental to you is completely different than you liking something because you think it's a actual good design or it looks good. Something can be sentimental to you and you like it and you recognize that, well, it's not a good looking jersey, but I have sentimental attachments to it. I get it.
Yeah.
So
well, either way, not a good looking jersey.
No.
And yeah, I had somebody comment to me because it was like on Daily Face Off or somebody posted something about like, is there a better looking jersey in the NHL? And
there's about 31 of them.
Yeah, and it's like I was like, no, come on. And I just responded, I just used the puke emoji. And I had somebody respond like, you're just hating to hate. And I'm just like,
what?
No.
What?
And I like started typing out like diagonal stripes, numbers are off, like all these different things that's wrong with the jersey. And I thought, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm not even going to respond.
Hating to hate. What does that even mean? Hating to hate. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do.
I hate that jersey because I hate that jersey. It's a terrible fucking jersey.
Yeah.
And like I said, once a year, it is fun. And as long as you stay off social media,
we have to endure them one more time.
I know, and there are 2, which tells me that next year they're going to go to more.
See,
that'll probably be 3 or 4 next season.
See, I actually have extra hate towards this jersey because it replaced a jersey I loved.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the previous one.
And that's, dude, and this is my fault. I was convinced that was going to be the Winter Classic jersey.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Which I think is why another extra reason why I hate the new.
You
Winter
thought
Classic.
the Clowns were going to be the Winter Classic?
No,
the early 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I had for some reason I convinced myself. I was like, that's got to be the jersey they go with, right?
The what was it? The St. Patrick's Day Massacre, right?
Yeah.
Blues Blackhawks classic game.
Yeah.
That's got to be the jersey.
But the NHL, I agree.
So if you pay attention to our Instagram photos that I put out whenever we have a new show out, the color scheme I chose is from that jersey. Like I even have like just the red stripe across it, and I'm like, God damn it! That is seriously why I thought I was like, this is what they're gonna do.
It should have been. They and I mean, we talked about the Winter Classic jersey and how it's just they fumbled it. They didn't. It's not.
You have to wonder, like, is the Shanahan family waiting to like pounce on? Oh, that's our design. We want the money for it if you're gonna use it.
They don't own the design. But yeah, I mean, it just seemed like such a. I mean, we talked there's so much great. That's when Hull came up. That style of jersey.
Yep.
That's Hull and Oates. Joseph,
Blues fans will
Scott Stevens.
We'll tell you the Brett Hull jersey is the clown jersey.
Nope.
Brett Hull jersey?
Oh, dude, people say that on social media. They're like, "Oh, that's jersey Brett Hull wore," and I'm like, "Yeah, he wore the clown jersey, but that's not what you recognize with
Gretzky wore that.
Gretzky, that's the one that's recognized with Gretzky. Yeah.
So
people people who say that came up as fans with that jersey. And Hull was already on the team. That's
his greatest years were in the other jersey.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Shanahan.
Yeah. So
Emerson, Ronning.
Who was the first Blue to score in the clown jersey?
Oh God.
That's a great question.
Sergio Momesso.
That's a good guess.
No, it's the same answer to who scored the first goal at Kiel Center.
Oh, Harry York?
No.
I know this. Johnson.
Craig Johnson. Nice, Kurt.
Number 23.
And nice Bill for knowing that.
Yeah, I was at that game.
I was gonna say LePerrier, but not LePerrier. It's Johnson.
I convinced your cousin Jeff to because hockey locked out, and I'm like, hey, let's go to this game. It's Blues versus Kings, and new building,
right,
it was beautiful
because that was not supposed to be the first game at the new building.
Nope, because it was like early January or early February.
Yep. So this was a good game by the Blues for most of the game. They had a 3-0 lead, and I thought this game the Blues got in the third period when they had a 3-0 lead. I thought they got. I mean, they were just the Rangers couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
The Blues were just shutting them down. Rangers weren't getting good looks. They weren't getting in tight. And I think it seemed the Blues got lazy or complacent or something, and the Rangers got one, and then they just kind of took over the game for a while.
Well, okay, I'll just say this with this game, because we'll probably mention it with the Devils too, game, that we're well into the Jim Montgomery era now. We're 10 games in? Something like that.
I think it's more, but yeah.
Yeah.
Right around there.
Yeah. And the puck movement has been so much better.
Mm-hmm. Until last night.
There was a couple plays last night where Kyrou had a good chance. Robert Thomas had a good chance in the high slot.
Kyrou hit the post.
Yeah. And it's like the puck movement in the offensive zone, you're starting to see the offensive creativity a little bit more than we saw. And again, I don't want to bash Bannister. I thought what he did with this organization was fine. But it just goes to show to me the confidence that Jim Montgomery instills in his team. And yeah, they just, with the puck in the offensive zone, some of the creativity we've seen is very impressive. Very impressive.
No Panarin in this game. He was out with an undisclosed injury. Buchnevich, Thomas, and Kyrou scored. So the old saying that your best players need to be your best players on most nights. That was the case here. They scored all the goals for the Blues.
I love Bucci's goal too. Great pass in front from Thomas. He cut into the middle, slid it over to Neighbors at the side of the net, and Neighbors was all alone. So like that's typically
his celebration.
Yeah. the Kuznetsov, right?
Yeah. But no, typically in a position like that, you maybe try to deke, get more in front, and roof it over a leg pad. But Neighbors' is patience to find Buchnevich cutting in and for him to shoot that low and be quick. Just a beautiful goal.
Isn't it fun to beat quick now?
Beautiful goal by
Dakota
Joshua.
After the Blues struggled against him.
Dakota Joshua with another goal.
Back in the day, in the playoffs, a couple years.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much of effect though when he's with the Rangers.
I'm just saying it's nice to beat quick. Rangers are struggling.
Well, I usually beat it quick too. Boom! I'm out of here, folks.
3-7 in the last 10 games as of tonight, and they've lost 3 straight. So Fowler had a really good game in this game. The Blues do sweep the season series from the Rangers. The deserved to win meter had the Blues winning 63.6% of the time in this game. So
you mentioned Fowler. He led the Blues in ice time. I don't have the number in front of me, but
is probably not what the people expected. They're saying, "Oh, he'll have less ice time here with the Blues because."
No, he did, but it was only by a second. He beat Parayko by a second. I want to say it was 23-50, but I could be wrong on that. But yeah, he did lead the Blues, which I was impressed with him too. And you mentioned best players, he'd be the best players. Kyrou continues to be ridiculous, especially on home ice.
Mm-hmm.
Scored in his 4th straight game. It was a 5-game point streak for him. Actually, no, that was Thomas. Thomas extended his point streak to 7 games. But yeah, Kyrou on home ice, man, he's been pretty unstoppable, to be honest.
Since Montgomery took over, he's an entirely different player. And if
anything,
anything,
is too.
Yeah. If anything else, like the confidence that Montgomery has given, I think Holloway, Bolduc, and Kyrou is what gives me hope that this team can still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? We have offensive flair and creativity in those 3 guys. If Buchnevich can just be a little bit more consistent and stop overpassing the puck, I think he gets in that groove. We're going to be right there at playoff time.
I don't know where this. Please give me context here. Winning Unlimited, it had to be something we were talking about. Chris McAlpine. That's all he says.
Cow pie?
Chris McAlpine.
Cow pie.
Yeah. So for me, if it was the jersey discussion, he was the post clown jersey, right? That was his era, was post clown.
Yeah. Ken Morris, our friend Ken Morris up in Canada, says, I became a Blues fan in the NHL playoffs of 1968. Seth Martin was Glenn Hall's backup and Frank Saint Marseille was on the team, the Saint without a halo. Ken Martin, you have ridiculous hockey knowledge.
Ken Morris.
Ken Morris.
What'd I say?
Ken Martin.
Yeah,
Ken Martin?
Because he said
Seth Martin, yeah.
Seth Martin.
But no, okay, sorry. Ken Morris, you have excellent hockey knowledge. I hope you're playing Puck Doku, right?
Yes.
Because he has so much knowledge of like previous teams, especially when because every now and then Taylor will put up Taylor, friend of the show, Taylor Dixon, who manages Puck Doku. Every now and then he'll put up like an original 6 thing, and dude, you would kill in that.
Right.
So I'd love to see the numbers you put up in Puck Doku, Ken Morris.
So and much like me, you would hate how twice a week he plays the Thrashers.
Yeah.
So before I try the Pennsylvania Dutch eggnog, how does it compare to the screwball eggnog?
I like
it lacks
I like
peanut
it better.
butter.
I think I like it better.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very smooth. That might be my favorite because I make eggnog every year and I make it very well. I'm just going to be honest about that.
Do you like that better than yours?
No, I do not like it better than mine, but I do think that's the best out of the bottle eggnog I think I've had.
That's more eggnoggy than that one is.
Yeah.
That one's more peanut buttery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good?
Yeah, it's good. It's quite good.
Very good.
Do I like
got
it
it
better?
at Friends of Friar Tuck.
Do I like it better than the screwball? They're neck and neck. What's up?
If you're gonna say it's good when it comes to eggnog, I think you have to say it's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good.
I need a moose
a
moose mug.
Yeah, moose mug. Totally.
Yeah.
It's good,
Well,
it's good.
we'll see when we leave here next month. I hope you all get the reference.
Yeah. Christmas Vacation, which I need to watch yet before Christmas.
Oh, we already
Love
watched it
that movie.
twice.
I need to- yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we Thanksgiving break.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first movie we turn on.
Yep.
Well, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles the Wednesday night before. And then Friday, Black Friday, we always watch Christmas Vacation. And then usually that comes on once or twice more at least.
So the next game, Blues did lose to the lose 4-1 to the Devils Tuesday night. Jordan scored. Kyrie scored in his 5th straight game. He has 6 points, 5 goals, 1 assist, and a 6-game point streak. His goal streak is an NHL career high, and he has 12 points in his 12-game home point streak. 12 points in 12 games is 1 point and no more than 1 point in every single game in his last 12 games. That's hard to do at home. That's hard to do. Just only get 1 point and no more than 1 point in 12 games straight.
But not no points.
But not no points. Just 1 point, 1 point only. No more, no less. In 12 straight games at home. But yeah, keep it going. Whatever.
Cannot
works.
say he is inconsistent.
No, but let's hate on Kyrou and say he hasn't taken over a game yet on the board. He gets a goal and that's it.
Yeah.
At home. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I'm not going to hate him for putting up a point.
I'm joking.
He was the lone bright spot last night. Right?
I was gonna say,
the Devils were so.
One of you said it, and I don't know. You're both blending together at this point. But one of you said that under Montgomery, I think it was you, Bill. Under Montgomery, he has looked like a different player, and
Totally.
and again, like he's still putting up the same amount of points to me. Like it's not like his point production's changed. It seems like his hockey IQ has improved. Like he's moving the puck where he needs to move the puck. He's getting open when he needs to get open. He's not over stick handling. Like he's just getting the puck to a shooting spot and then shooting and not trying to make that extra move, which has been an issue for him for years.
And continues to be an issue for Bushnevich.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't understand what's going on with him. He either waits too long to shoot, passes too much, or shoots wide. There's not much else.
Or headbutt someone.
I don't know. I don't know. He is not the player he was when we first acquired him. He's not taking advantage of opportunities he's given.
I feel like it's one of those things where he knows he needs to be a top player for this team. And so he's trying to overperform. He's trying to do way too much than he needs to.
I totally agree with that. Too much pressure on himself.
Bennington stopped 25 of 28. Markstrom played very well. Both goalies played well. Markstrom,
Well, I'll tell you, if you listen to the Let's Go Blues Minute, I said the two players you need to look out for in this game, Jordan Kyrou and Jacob Markstrom. I believe I called it, fellas. Hit that smash that, hit that smash that subscribe
hit that
button.
smash.
Let's Go Blues Minute.
I think Bennington played well too, even though his save percentage is under 9. St. Louis was 0 for 1 on the power play. New Jersey was 1 for 3. This is a rematch from November 27th, where the Blues shut out New Jersey 3-0 in New Jersey. Markstrom is 6-0, 6-1 since Bennington and the Blues shut him out. The Devils came into this one 11-4 on the road, and the Blues were 1 game under 500 at home. So this was going to be a tough game. So,
Crazy.
The road record for New Jersey is good, very good, but the home record for the Blues is kind of like they should be better than this at home.
So hopefully nobody from my job is listening right now. But during the day, they've been playing on NHL Network Champions League games, which are a lot of fun to watch. But unfortunately, because I hate this, they do the aggregate scoring. Which for those who don't know, that means basically you score more on the road.
Right.
That matters
the
more.
Away goal rule.
The away goal.
It's a soccer thing.
It is.
Isn't that a screwed over city?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. I hate that rule. To me, a goal is a goal, but whatever. Beside the point.
And the UEFA Champions League has done away with that this year.
Good. That's the way it should be. Totally terrible. I hate aggregate scoring.
Can you imagine in baseball, the home run on the road counted for 2 runs? I mean, that's the same thing.
No, that'd be ridiculous.
Exactly. The same thing.
Yeah. Stupid. Well, anyway, so I've been watching that during the day, and I mean, it's been a lot of fun to watch. First of all, by the way, Blues fan fun sighting, Vladimir Sobotka is playing for Czech Praha, I think.
Slavia Praha.
Yeah. So anyway, but I've been watching that, and it's like whenever they score an away goal, it is such a big deal. And I'm like a bigger deal than if it's a home goal. And I'm like, that's kind of how the Blues are right now. Like, hey, we're going to win on the road all the time, but we cannot fucking win at home. And it's just so obnoxious to watch because it just makes no sense to me. Like, they call it home ice advantage for a reason.
And isn't it the same story with the Canucks, right? Like, we win.
They can't win at home.
Oh yeah,
they're awful.
Well below 500.
They're awful at home.
Yeah. If they even played like 500 hockey, I think they'd be top 2 in their division.
No, in this game anyway. First period. Early on in this game, you could tell super tight checking game. Both teams. Neither team could get to the net. Each team had like 3 shots on goal. Halfway through the first period, just not a lot going on. And then Kyrou hits the post in the first period, raises his arm. I thought he scored. I yelled. But what a difference that goal would have made.
That was one of those that you saw and instantly your thought was that's a goal.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're going to hear the horn, right? Like you're going to hear the horn come down from the NHL. Like, hey, stop play.
Yeah, because the camera angle, you could see it go past Markstrom.
Yep.
And you thought it went in, but it hits a post. That sucked. And,
you know what's really funny? Real quick, sorry. Bill, in the chat, Winning Unlimited, do you think the Joseph trade to Pittsburgh is part of the future considerations for trading back to St. Louis, the pick required to offer Sheep Broberg?
Thanks
Winning
for
Unlimited
tuning into the entire show.
You clearly did not hear our take on this earlier. Yeah. Bill actually mentioned that, and 100%. I hadn't thought of that until Bill said it. You know what? It's Christmas. I'm going to give you credit, Adam Gold. I hadn't thought of that until Adam just said it.
Me neither.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Man, you're a smart hockey mind, sir.
Devils scored first in this game. Not long after the post by Kyrou,
it
actually.
Was set play.
Yeah. On their 4th shot on net. Dump in by the Devils. So, and I had issues with this goal, and I actually shared a screenshot in the which if I did actually see the chat at this point, the shared doc at this point. So
last night,
and look at I mean, so this dump in play that goes in the corner and rebounds out off the lively boards. comes to the face-off dot, right? And that's when was it Palat? One times it. Look at Bennington's positioning. I think he's perfect.
Mhm.
He's got it covered. But
Mhm.
this shot is so fucking good.
Right.
It's a laser.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like it was going 100 miles an hour.
It hit the 5 and 50
It hit
on his shoulder.
Yeah, just over the shoulder, up corner, just grazes the post and goes left post. And I don't know who stops that puck.
Right. No, he got a piece of it.
Yeah.
It went off the number on his sweater and off the
It
post.
just goes to show how little Palat had to shoot at.
Yeah.
And he put it right where he needed
It was a
to.
perfect shot. It was a perfect shot.
And a great set play, right? The game was so back and forth up to that point, and New Jersey used a gimmick and took advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. Kurt, my first thought was that's icing. But
well, he got there first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem to me is, and this is again why I have a problem with hybrid icing. I think there's probably other linesmen that would have blown that dead because they would have said the Blues were getting there first, and they would have disallowed the goal. But I do think they made the right call here. That clearly a goal to me. Palat did get there first.
You see who that is? Who's like a step behind Palat? That's Walker.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Falk in the middle. Walker on the where's Joseph? He's nowhere to be found.
He's in Pittsburgh.
He's nowhere to be found.
In Pittsburgh now. Yeah.
He's nowhere to be found. He got caught up ice. It's like, I mean, so it took he's out of the play. And I don't know what happened to him and why he was up. I looked at the replay. I couldn't really see what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let me finish mine.
Yep.
I'll take what's
Bill's sharing the rest of
Is there a lot left?
the Imperial.
There's one pour left.
Okay. All right.
Probably not a lot. But
There were some folks online blaming Falk for this goal. I'm like, wow, what? Falk has nothing to do with this shot.
Play the one defenseman that's in frame.
Well, and this just goes to show like how writing out notes sometimes isn't exactly what you mean as a writer in the past. I used to be in the media. I used to have this all the time where I'd write out a note.
The hell you say? You used to be in the media?
Yeah. And and
it's a major award.
I would write out a note and I'd be like, that clearly can't be what I meant. And that's so on the notes here I have Blues didn't react fast enough to the Luke Hughes dump.
Yeah.
And it's like
Walker
that's
was
really not what happened.
Well,
I just in the moment I'm writing it. I'm like, oh yeah, the puck went in. The Blues didn't react fast. That's not what happened. The Blues reacted fine.
Well, I actually agree with your initial assessment because now, granted, Joseph is up in the play. If Walker's covering for Joseph, I think he's slow to react, but he's a forward. So it's like it's hard to put all blame on him for that because he's a forward.
Yeah.
But he is slow to react and Palat blows by him. But I just don't know what Joseph was doing on this play. So
But can I ask a rhetorical question here?
No.
Do you really want to react well to a dump? Somebody else's
I would
dump?
hope you don't react poorly to a dump.
Right. But somebody else's dump. Right?
I reacted poorly to my son's dump earlier.
Uh,
I know Kurt reacted bad to his dog's dump.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Anybody else have a dog shit on the rugs upstairs and then down the steps and then in the hallway downstairs and then the living room downstairs? No. Try it sometime. It sucks.
Been there.
A big dog.
Say Bill has so
dog.
many stories he's told us over the years. We don't need to get into this.
Typically, those dumps aren't like solid, easy pickups either. Those are the kind that that come out of a pudding canister.
No, I will share. So we just hit yesterday was the 3-year anniversary since Sheldon's last seizure, but during the time frame that he was having them, that was a fairly frequent occurrence.
That's rough. The whole basement got shampooed, so
yeah,
there was a silver lining.
Yeah,
the whole carpet got shampooed down here.
I still have to do that just from what they drag in from the yard.
I'm just glad I have a shampoo machine.
Yeah,
I'm just glad that our walkout that we use for the backyard we have a tile in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's
so that is
nice.
So much easier to clean.
Oh yeah, but my dog. The problem with my dog is I have hardwood and tile upstairs. There's no carpet except for in the bedrooms. My dog refuses to walk on tile or hardwood. He can't get a good grip with his big paws and his long nails. He can't. He slips. So he only walks on rugs and carpets. So if he has an accident, it's on.
That's
a rug
how
or
our dog
carpet.
was. But it literally got to a point where he couldn't get to the backyard unless he stepped on the kitchen floor. So,
Okay. All right.
So just get a new house, Kurt.
I kind of like it here. Late in the first period, though, Fowler did spring Holloway up the middle, who beats a man with a slick move. Comes in alone, but couldn't beat Marks from 5-hole. I don't like this move. I don't know if you guys remember this play. It was the move where he comes in and tries to anticipate the opening of the 5-hole by cutting across.
It's like one drink.
And just letting the puck slide in 5-hole. I don't like. I mean, yeah, it works sometimes, but I don't like that play because as a forward, you're starting the move and you're committed to the move before that's even open, right? As a goalie, the 5-hole is closed until the move starts, and then maybe there's a hole, maybe there isn't if you got the stick down. And Markstrom had it sealed off really well. He didn't. Holloway had nothing.
And Markstrom's he's been ridiculous.
Right.
I want to say he's won 6 of his last 7 now.
Yeah, he's been in the zone. That's a point where, I think in Holloway's defense, right? It's a bang play,
and
it's a breakaway from inside the blue line. It's not like he had from center ice in to think about what he was going to do.
And the general consensus was that beating him high is harder. So beating him low is the way to go.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I think the perfect play there as a forward is fake going to the backhand, which is he went to the backhand and threw it.
Shoot over the pad.
Shoot over the pad.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I agree.
Forehand over the pad.
Alice Shen on a penalty shot. Yeah, which he does. Or Tarasenko, I guess, do that too.
Yeah. Or a la Duchesne in the Duchesne was on the ice, but God, we need to give him credit. That was a hell of a goal at the end of the Dallas game.
Oh, dude, there was some people I saw that were just like the same people, I guess, that were giving Binnington crap after the third goal last night.
Beautiful fucking move.
Yeah.
Oh, where he beats Thomas at the blue line and beats and Falk can't.
Falk, yeah. And dude, I thought Falk played him fine.
I thought
just a fucking great move.
I thought
great player having a great year.
Yeah, I mean it was an elite play. And I think Thomas got caught flat-footed a little bit, and I think Falk picked him up. I mean, if you want to argue, it was a hair late, but he was there. But it was a really nice one of those, whatever you call it, that move, that little cut back where you slide the puck in the triangle between the stick and the body, and you put your stick quickly over theirs in a quick shot, so that you slide the puck.
How many times have you been able to do that successfully, Kurt?
That move wasn't really a thing when I played.
No, it wasn't. I'll admit, even today, like. Beer League has not caught up to that move yet.
That's a hard move to make.
It is.
I mean, but if you can get that down, you're gonna smoke a lot of Beer League defensemen on that move. So I mean, it's just a lot going on because if you
I played well. But.
If you slide the puck,
I'd stop it every time.
If you slide the puck in that through that triangle, the defenseman's first reaction is, "Oh, the puck," and they're pulling their stick back to play that puck.
That was me grabbing my phone.
And then the stick's coming over the defenseman's stick, and he's caught in between. So, but Devils had a few good chances late in this game. Binnington made a couple nice saves late in this period,
but not a save of the week, candidate.
Not a save of the week.
No, of course not.
To keep the score at 1-0 after the first period.
Way to save face, Bill.
Second period, New Jersey is a +17 in the second period this season, best in the NHL.
If you listen to Let's Go Blues Minute, you would have heard that too.
Yeah, well, this was during the game, so that was it.
I know. I'm just trying to promote. You know,
I'm just saying.
Promoting here.
I thought you were being critical.
Smash that hit button. Is that what I said earlier?
Button. Smash that.
Hit that smash button.
Hit that. I think smash that hit or something.
Smash that hit.
I'm
young. I'm hip. I'm cool.
Walker was tripped at center. Finally, a power play. Devils PK is 8th in the NHL. Blues power play is not dangerous right now. Nothing going in the power play. Halfway through the game, I thought the Blues were playing. So you can criticize the Blues offensively in this game. Halfway through this game, I thought the Blues were playing very well defensively. They weren't giving New Jersey anything, and New Jersey wasn't giving the Blues anything. It was a very, very tightly checked game.
Right.
Couple chances, couple good chances for the team. That's about it.
If you listen to the Blues broadcast, you would have heard tight checking about 47 times last night.
And it is true.
Yeah. But both. So my consumption experience with the game last night was first period TV, second period radio, third period TV again, and everybody was just how tight New Jersey was playing the Blues. Right there was no space in center ice.
There wasn't. And I'll say, up to the halfway point in this game, the Blues were matching the Devils pretty much defensively. There was not a whole lot. I mean, New Jersey was up 1-0, but it was equally defensive-minded game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Blues are getting credit for that in this game because they played very well defensively for most of this game.
Yeah.
It just kind of got away from it in the third period.
Right. Well, it was when the Devils got the power play, right? And the Blues just can't defend the back post.
No, and I thought, the passing play I feel like we talked about it a couple weeks ago, Bill. With Montgomery in, I feel like they do more of a diamond. They got 3 low, 1 up top on the penalty kill, which is great. I think that is the way to play a lot of teams. But New Jersey just kept finding the open man and then just cycle until you get one guy out of position, and then boom, they hit the pass on the back door.
Mm-hmm.
And Bennington
made having a hell of a year.
Yeah, and Bennington made a great initial 2 saves.
He got 3 whacks at it for a Blues player.
This was on the power play too.
Yeah.
So Walker goes out. You're getting ahead of me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that Walker took a penalty, right? And New Jersey was on the power play. I thought this penalty. Did you like the penalty? I thought it was tough.
So when I saw it in real time,
I mean, it's a penalty.
I threw my arms up. I jumped up. I'm like, what the fuck? I spilled my beer on my couch. Like, I was pissed. And then I saw the replay and I thought he did stick his leg out.
I thought it was a penalty, but I thought it was a tough call because when he's committed to the hit, that's when I forgot who it was. Cuts back the other way.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
if
it's
you
tough.
Look at Walker's leg. I think it's out enough to where you have to make that call.
I thought it was already out though, like bracing for like a stable hit. I didn't think he stuck it out. Anyway, it doesn't really matter if he stuck it out. He got his leg. He tripped him.
We've gotten in a lot of trouble for sticking it out before.
He did trip him.
Can't be near schools.
He did trip him, but I thought it was a tough call. I thought it was tough. I thought it could have been let go.
I would have been fine with them letting it go too. Like if it would have happened on the other way, like the Devils did it to Walker, I would have been like, that sucks, but I get why they didn't call it. So either way, I'm okay with it. It's just when they called it and I saw the replay, I was like, yeah, I think you got to make that call.
And that was Vitaly's reaction. Is that at that point I was driving home in a driving thunderstorm. Like
you were driving a thunderstorm.
I was.
Yeah, is that the name of a new Toyota truck?
It is.
The Toyota Thunderstorm.
That's awesome. I like that.
I'd buy it.
No, got a big lightning bolt on the side.
Yeah. TT for a logo. Toyota Thunderstorm.
So I was listening to it on my way home, and Vitaly said at first his initial reaction was that's not a penalty, and then when he went back and watched it, he's like, "Oh yeah, he stuck his foot out."
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Well,
totally took the penalty.
I'm gonna disagree with Vitaly, but okay, we'll agree to disagree.
Why did you go stand outside of his house?
I have been outside of his house. I've driven by. He's got like 40 million Christmas trees that just on display in every window of his house. It's crazy. He lives in Kirkwood. Amy and I drive by that area.
Don't give his address.
It's not
123 Kirkwood Lane.
Now there's like people at 123 Kirkwood Lane. Way to go! Some rando taking out his trash.
This is a Walmart.
So Hughes had the puck on the power play near boards, and then just when he gets the puck, he quickly throws it on net, and then all of a sudden there's a two on one down low.
Right.
Yeah, and the near player, don't know who it was, kind of deflects it right over to
was it Brad?
Nason.
Might have been Brad.
Nason scored.
Yeah, Nason scored. I think it was for Brad.
Yeah. Nice play.
By the way, a 7th round pick. Ridiculous. Goes to show, man, anyone can.
Like Zetterberg, huh?
The Devils answer to Zetterberg. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Fantastic save by Bennington. I mean, he makes the first sprawled out kick save, pad save, and the puck goes just wide, and just Nason just brings it back in front and chips it in.
Another reason why you don't need to pay attention to social media. One of the responses I initially saw was, "How does Bennington not cover that?"
Because he made the first save. He made the first save.
That's a situation where you have to say, "Holy shit, our goalie made the initial save."
A sprawled pad save.
Yeah.
How are you going to cover? I mean,
right.
I don't know. People say a lot of dumb shit.
Well, and so in this play,
he's only got one gooch to pull.
Right. Yeah. And I just thought Nason sticking with it. Great play by him.
It was a good play.
And a great just puck movement by the Devils on the part.
Yeah.
It shows why they're the number one on the road power play. Ridiculous. I mean, just so good. Their puck movement was ridiculous.
And I was upset right at the end of this, like right before the goal was scored. Fowler cross checks a player down in front.
Yeah.
Okay. And until I really thought about it, because on a delayed penalty, if a goal is scored, the penalty is waived off. Okay. But because the Blues are already shorthanded, the goal scored takes away the oldest penalty.
Whoa!
So
you see that save? Sorry. Holy
Thatcher
cow.
Demko?
Yeah, 2-2, third period, 30 seconds left, and Thatcher Demko just made a ridiculous diving save. Sorry, Kurt. Continue.
No, I'll edit that out.
No, you won't.
At first I'm mad. I'm like, why is that? Because he cross-checked him before the goal was scored. I thought the official thought it happened after the goal, but it happened right before it was scored, and I was kind of upset. I'm like, why did he? I'm like, oh, wait a second. I guess because on the PK,
yep.
If a penalty is taken and a goal scores, the delayed penalty, I wonder if they would have called that penalty if the goal wasn't scored.
I think they would have.
You think?
He got him pretty good.
He
did.
You see that kind of thing all the time, though.
You do. I mean, there was a battle in front, and he was just trying to protect his goalie.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty.
Clearly, I think it's a penalty. I think either way they call it.
So
here it is. Nope.
Blues.
They're showing the recap.
Okay, Blues.
How Utah
what a
Hockey
bad
Club
deflection.
tied it up.
Teddy Bluger.
The Blues did kill that.
Really Bluger that one.
The Blues did kill that that penalty. I thought at the end of the second period, Thomas, Kyrie, and Bushnevich had a real good shift. I mean, a really good shift. A lot of zone time, like the best zone time the Blues had the entire game, because it was notable because New Jersey wasn't giving that to us most of the game. And we had a really good shift, and we had probably 3 really good looks in the net, and they all went wide. And just in this game, the story for me was the Blues were limited on the chances, but in the chances they did get, especially late in the second and in the third, they had some chances. They missed the net a lot.
But
a lot.
The counter that I'll say to that is, did they miss? I mean, yes, they missed the net. Or was it more that the Devils didn't allow shots to the actual net?
No, these were good scoring chances. The Blues missed the net on.
And they also, was it that Barkstrom had the goal covered?
Well, and to me, either way, it doesn't matter, because either the Blues are firing and missing, or they're firing and trying to be too precise in their shots and missing the goal.
I agree with you.
Either way,
I'm just saying that there's a good chance with how good the Devils were playing, the Blues thought we got to make the perfect shot, and they just couldn't get that.
And that might be the case, but that's a problem, because if you're having trouble getting the puck on net, you can't be too picky on your spots.
Yeah.
Get it on net.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they always say? Simplify it. Get it on net. If you're having trouble, simplify it. Get it on net. Get pucks to the net. Crash the net. Keep it simple. And trying to pick a corner and you miss wide 4 to 5 times, that's not keeping it simple.
Right. Yeah. And Kairu's goal. Simple.
Right.
5-hole.
Kairu's goal, fantastic. And which is funny because they pulled the goalie with just under 10 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah.
They Patrick Wadded.
And dude, I mean, so I'm sure that the Canucks were aware, because, you know, they're like, holy shit,
sure,
their goalie's not out there. There's 6 guys at the face-off. But, like, I was with John Kelly. Like, they came back from a commercial break.
This was 3-0 though at the time, so we skipped over New Jersey goal, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well,
and I have to ask, do you think the Canucks were watching this game?
Yeah, very possibly. No, I okay, real quick. Let's talk about the Brendan Dillon goal. You're right.
Because I have a screenshot here of the shot where he shoots through like 5 people.
Yeah, right? And that was the one I meant to grab a bunch of screenshots of people's responses, but I saw even people that I trust as hockey fans were like, that's one that you need your goalie to make the big save. which
I
I
mean,
get that to a certain extent. Like, you do need your goalie to step up and make ridiculous saves sometimes, but he couldn't see the fucking puck.
No.
Like, it didn't matter if he would have, like, because that was the other thing I saw somebody say, like, well, he wasn't trying to look around the players. Yes, he was. He was trying to look to the, let's see, from his view, it would have been,
it was to his left. He was
to the left.
He was
looking to the left, trying to see where the puck was, but the shot came from the right of the stack of players. So, like, you can't fault Binnington, right, Bill? Because, like, he doesn't know where the puck's at.
Mhm.
He's just trying to find the puck. It just happened to be that he was looking to the left when the puck came to his right.
I think when it was a Binnington Allen tandem for a little bit, I think the issue, one of the gripes we had with Allen was he couldn't pick up the puck through traffic. That was a problem of his that we noticed a lot. And I don't think Binnington has had that problem to that degree at all. I think he's been okay with that. But asking him to pick up the puck through this traffic, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 players right in the shooting lane. And I mean, I got a freeze frame of right when the shot's being taken. I don't know how you're expected to see.
Can you
the
pull
shot.
that up on the video here?
Yeah, let me pull it up here. I'll do a screen share if you want to vamp.
I thought so John Kelly said in the broadcast before this goal, he said Binnington knows that he can't give up another goal because there's no way the Blues are going to score 3 in this game.
Mm-hmm.
3 in regulation, I think is what he said. And I agree 100% with him. I was like, yeah, I mean, obviously every goalie is not going to be like, oh, I've got a buffer zone. I can, I can give up 2 more goals and we're good.
Right.
But
It's
I
the
get what
Rangers.
he's
They're
saying.
giving
I
up
understand it
goals on
100%. So yeah, Kurt's got the
we
picture
go.
pulled up here. Yeah. I
There it
mean,
is.
look at that. There's no way that's as the shot's being taken. There's no way. Right. I mean,
Right.
you see
That's
the picture,
tough.
Bill?
Right. And you can see Binnington is cheating to where he could possibly pick up the puck to his left, and it comes in, to his left, and it comes in to his right. So Dylan is releasing it. There's a stick in the lane. It goes off the stick at the point. It's not a clean shot.
This is Bill's non-save of the week.
Non-save of the week. Goalies, this is Bill's ain't the goalie's fault goal of the week.
Yeah.
And so it comes off. So who is that? Is that Neighbors? Who's
Looks like it.
Who's at the point there? But there are 4 bodies within 6 feet of Jordan Binnington, and he's doing whatever he can to see the puck, and it's the wrong side, right?
And if you naysayers want to say, like, well, he should have known to look to the right then. Like, who's to say Brendan Dillon doesn't take that puck at the point and slide it to the other point man over there?
Right.
If he
slides over to the other point man, Binnington has a clear lane at seeing the puck and he makes the save no problem. But
if he slides to his right, he's leaving like 90% of the goal open. Because look at him. He's got a slide and quite a base. This was just one of those goals. It's just a seeing eye shot from the point that just happens to go in because through traffic, it happens to everybody. It's not the goalie's fault. I mean, if he picks it up through traffic, it's an amazing save.
Right.
Amazing.
I will be first to say that I think that I have been a Binnington and Hofer apologist in the past. This is not one of those that I feel like I'm apologizing for Binnington.
No,
I think this is a hockey goal. This is just the kind of thing that's going to happen.
If this goal is scored to break a shutout streak, you're like, well, fuck, what was he gonna do? Right.
Well, damn, the Utah Coyotes just won it with 20 seconds left.
Ooh,
in overtime.
Yeah. Ooh.
They were down 2-0 in the third. And
that's pretty much
stormed
not
back.
what you want to see. Utah and Vancouver both getting points.
I know, because they're
Utah getting 2 points.
They're both right ahead of us.
Yep.
It was fun to see Colorado lose last night, though.
It was.
That was great.
Yeah, it always is.
And I had the Colorado feed on. You talk about one of the worst broadcasts. The Colorado broadcast.
Oh my
awful.
God,
They're terrible.
They're so bad.
They're awful.
So when I was in Estes Park over the summer,
have you seen? Oh, sorry, real quick. The
that's a bad goal.
broadcast and the Have you seen the post game?
That's a bad goal.
The post game and in between periods, back in the studio, the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh,
it's
Mark Rycroft still on that?
It might be him. I was like cringy. The whoever the woman is awful. She's terrible.
Yeah.
She couldn't like do anything besides stick to the script. She couldn't like just play off of like banter.
Those are the worst.
Oh, it was so bad.
Hey,
it was so bad.
On the flip side of that, have you seen a Carolina Hurricanes broadcast with Hannah Yates?
Yes.
She does amazing.
She's great.
I have not seen her.
She's really, really taken to hockey.
St. Louis's own.
Oh,
Right?
woman
Yeah.
is great at broadcasting.
Wait, is her name Leah Hextall?
Oh.
No.
Don't go
she's
there.
great. Megan Chaika
Mhm.
on the Toronto broadcast. She's fantastic.
Right.
I was joking, by the way.
She is actually like a quant nerd.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. She's which there's a lot of analytics
Adam
people
Gold's
I do not
probably
like.
Spanking it to her right now.
Oh yeah. No, I there's a lot of analytics people that I'm just like, you clearly don't watch the games. Megan Chaika, I feel like she not only is an analytics nerd, but like she watches the games, and you can tell her
Analytics.
Her analysis is what I was looking for.
So,
It's
break it
not
down. Break it
just
down.
Analytics.
Break it down. Break the word down. Anal.
Anal
Itics.
is 6.
When you're having trouble saying a word, break it down.
Yep. Thanks, Dad.
Anal.
Appreciate it, Dad.
Not in this case.
Itics.
So anyway,
Analytics.
we were talking about the next goal. So the Blues scored. And yeah, Jordan Kyrou, obviously the dude who's been like money at home at this point.
Soft goal, though. I mean, let's be honest.
Compared to what Markstrom was giving up, or
It was a
Markstrom was
super
making
soft goal.
saves on. Yes.
He saw it the whole way. He should have stopped it. I think he was expecting a stick to redirect it, deflect it. Something.
I think he was expecting Kyrou to pass it over again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is I don't think he was expecting the shot to come that way. He just was expecting to it to be a pass or a stick deflected in front. Because if you look at the replays, he can see it the whole way. It's just it beats into the pass from a bad angle.
Yeah,
it was a soft goal. But hey, that's back to what I'm saying before. Just put it on net, right? Don't try and be too picky with where you're putting it.
Well, and
put it on net.
And again, like I said, I was trying to say earlier, John Kelly was like, he acted surprised that the Blues had the goalie pulled. He was like, and the Blues have the goalie. Like, I think even actually in the telecast, you can hear Jamie Rivers say, Blues have the goalie pulled, like in the middle of like Kelly calling the play. And it was like, what? And then they score, and Kelly's like, with the goalie pulled. And it was like, even the announcers were not expecting that. And clearly they could see the whole ice.
Yeah, a page out of Patrick Waugh's book.
We suck pretty bad, right, at playing with the goalie pulled. But
obviously it worked, right? It worked. You love it. It's great. But I wonder what the fallout would have been if they had won the faceoff and upped it down and scored with 9.5. I mean, I get it.
The worst case scenario there is that Markstrom scores, right? And you've given up a second goalie goal at home when you shouldn't have pulled your goalie.
That would have been awful.
I mean, shouldn't have pulled is all subjective. I guess probably it's not the norm, right?
Yeah.
But
Winning Unlimited in the chat, Alan needed a bungee cord to return him back to the net.
Yep.
That is true, man. How many times do we see him try to play the puck and he would miss it or miff it or whatever, and it would take him 10 minutes to get back to the fucking crease.
Yeah, always out of position.
So Kyrou extended his home point streak to 12 games after this goal. 12 points in 12 games, which talked about, it's kind of a hard thing to do. It's just 1 point and 1 point only in 12 straight home games. Later in the third,
watch him just explode in the next home game and get like
4
points.
So the most interesting and fun part of this game was actually when the game was already mostly decided. It was 3-1, right? Or was it 4-3? Well, Neighbors gets checked into the boards head first, right? And or tripped into the boards head first by Siegenthaler. Guys push and shove. People are pissed off. No calls on the play. Thought there should have been. You got to call that, I think. Everyone's pissed. Shen mixes it up. Play resumes. Bushnevich mixes it up in front. Thomas puts a devil on his ass behind the net. Everyone's pissed again. Scrums ensue. Penalties are handed out 5-on-5.
Which, by the way, trade off the Devils would they loved the fact that it took Siegenthaler and who's the other guy that they took off?
Was it Kovacevic?
Kovacevic, yep. And for the Blues, it was Thomas and Buchnevich.
Yeah. Well,
so I mean, Devils will take that trade off every time.
But with that said, the game was mostly over then anyway. I just thought that in what was a rather boring game up to that point,
right?
That's when it got interesting because
a non-conference game,
right? And the Blues actually looked like they gave a shit at this point because they were like pissed off, obviously frustrated probably this entire game, and it kind of came to a head. And plus the check on Neighbors earlier that caused a problem. So and then Shen wanted to go later with Siegenthaler, so that at the end of the game, which was great because you know what the loss aside,
Shen, man,
you've got all kinds of things you can say about the game.
What's funny is that Neighbors was out there with Shen, and Neighbors threw the original check, but Shen was like, "I'm not letting Siegenthaler go. I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of him."
And I think John Kelly said made it. I mean, there wasn't any fights or anything out of it, but it was. I think Kelly said the Blues made their point, and I'm like, okay, I get it. They made their point. It's still would be nice to have Shen just go off on somebody, like just drop the gloves and wail.
I think the
Neighbors
original,
too. Neighbors could have. Neighbors kept his gloves on.
Have we seen like an actual fight this season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Walker fought. Neighbors fought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just so
Shen's
far between
fought
now
too, hasn't he?
Shen's fought twice.
Yeah.
I will say, Sportsnet posted the video of this, and they were like, "Things are getting hectic in St. Louis," or whatever they said.
It's getting hectic and wild.
Like I wish, yeah. But no, I every single like Canadian fan posted and was like, "This isn't even a fight."
PTMFUS.
Yeah, put that motherfucking
urge
shit on.
Play that motherfucking
play that motherfucking urge song. Yeah.
Go inside and get my pickle
from the game time bingo, right?
Yeah.
With 3:16 to go,
game time.
New Jersey scored. Brett goes end to end, empty net with the Blues goalie pulled.
Were you just about to pour that in your beer cup?
Not really.
Very boring game.
A symbolic gesture.
Very boring game until midway through the third period. I thought, even though it was a well played defensive game, it can be called as a boring game. It's like New Jersey from the late '90s, right? When they were really good defensively. It was shut down. Left wing lock kind of a game, I guess it was that they used to play.
I will say
New Jersey, the left wing
right
lock.
At the very end of the first period, I did.
Randy McKay got a shift in the third period.
Right.
I bet you Ken Danico loved this game.
John McClain was also out there at one point. No, I will say at one point, I did start to nod off at the end of the first period, and my son did. He literally fucking slapped me on the chest, and he just goes, "Dad, hockey." And I was like, right, I'm sorry. Yep, you're right. And I was like, fucking New Jersey Devils hockey.
So you had toothpicks open like this, with the cages for the eyes and Clockwork Orange, right? Hold the eyes open. So I thought New Jersey. I mean, I said before that I thought the Blues aren't getting credit for a really good defensive game for most of this game.
Mm-hmm.
But New Jersey was just, New Jersey looks like they're ready to win a cup right now. They really do.
Yeah.
So,
my thought on this game was the Blues, for as good as they've felt. Let me get in front of the mic.
Yeah. Thank you.
For as good as they felt under Montgomery, like that game was a teaching moment that they have a long way to go before they are ready to really contend. And if you want to contend, you have to be able to play a defensive game. Well, that too. But you have to be able to play a defensive-oriented game like the Devils
shut down.
Right. You get that 1-goal lead and you make it win. Right. And the Blues haven't really shown that this year. And I will say, my one of my biggest complaints about the Blues this year is the goaltending has been okay, but it hasn't looked like it could win a 1-goal game most nights.
They're not world beaters.
No,
this year.
No, it's good goaltending. It's not great goaltending.
Last year, it is a step down from where we were last year.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, last year was pretty great.
Right.
Yeah.
Last year was
But
ridiculous.
can you imagine if we had that
I know.
goaltending, right?
Yeah, we'd have a few more wins.
But I mean,
So-
you just can't, and I know you guys agree, you just can't expect
Right.
that type
No.
of goaltending.
Not
every
year in, year out.
No.
Right?
Ken
But get
Morris.
us to the playoffs.
Ken
Let's see
Morris, our friend.
JB in the playoffs.
Ken Morris, our friend in
Nova
in the
Scotia.
chat here from Nova Scotia, wishing my 3 favorite podcasters and listeners a very Merry Christmas and all the best in 2025 from Nova Scotia. It's near 2 a.m. and I got to get up early tomorrow. Go Blues, go, he says. So, yes, thank you, Ken, for listening. Thank you to everyone for all of your support we've gotten over the last couple of years. 15, 14 seasons.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. We're getting old, too.
We've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, we have.
You guys longer than me?
What's that?
You guys like 3 years longer than me, right?
Ish, whatever.
Yeah. Something like that.
Not doing math right
I've
now.
got your first episode on Facebook, so
Yeah.
whatever season that was.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just again, I say it all the time. I don't know if I'd still be doing this if it wasn't for our incredible listening audience. So,
It's fun. Yeah, isn't it fun
Yeah.
to interact with the
And
folks every
especially
week?
doing it live. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I do the and I've mentioned this like 9 times tonight. I do the Let's Go Blues Minute. It's straight to podcast. It's fun. I enjoy it. But like the live listener interaction that we get on this show is second to none. It's so much fun to just like talk to the people who are listening to us talk
Right.
about the Blues.
Remember when we used to record back in the studio at SAUE for a handful of shows?
Yes.
And
I don't. 'Cause
but
I was not
yes,
there.
Bill was not on the show at the time. But
Our
that was
friend Jeff Queeran
yes.
was on the show.
and when we first started. It's so different to do that kind of a show as opposed to this kind of a show, because you'd talk for a while and then you'd be like, oh, okay, then you pause, you might, well, let's talk about this or that, and you just start up again, and it was just I didn't like it as much. It was more, what's the word, cold, or
Yeah.
it wasn't as vibrant of a show or something. It was just 3 guys talking to each other. It didn't, while we put the show out there for everybody, it was different because we're doing the show for everyone, but we're just talking to us. Like, but with a live show, we're kind of talking to everybody while it's live. So it's kind of cool. I love getting the reaction, the feedback, and the comments. It's fun. Like Big Beaver says, the Avs can't win with any goaltender. So, and that's and I think that was posted after I said that they lost last night, right?
Yeah.
So and we're chasing them. So,
But no,
hopefully-
it's just getting the live interaction.
It's fun.
I don't know if we would have started doing this and then we're just like the schedules didn't work and we're like we can't do live shows anymore. I don't know if this show would still be around, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, we
It's just
love
different.
our podcast audience. Like
Yeah.
the fact that you're all listening, it's great. It keeps us going because obviously our sponsors are happy. So it keeps us going. You're paying for the hosting fees and all that. But like, the live interaction is what makes me excited to do the show every week.
I remember having the discussion with you guys about wanting to do a live show, and I was like, we should try to do a live show because we were on Hangouts at the time, Google Hangouts. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And they had the live Google, what was called Hangouts Live, or what was it?
Hangouts on air.
On air, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was great free tool. And on some other podcasts I know did that kind of a thing, but we tried it and it went pretty well the first time, I thought. We've obviously gotten better. I think. But that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Very quick side note. You know what's funny is the very first live show we ever did. We planned it. We scheduled it. It was like 3 weeks in advance. We were like, we're going to do these other 2 shows, and then we'll do a live show in 3 weeks. And like, we planned it. We like pushed it on social media as much as we could. And I was like, I lived in a townhouse at the time. And I was like, because I was fresh out of college, just had a baby. Wife and I weren't even wife yet. She was my fiance at the time. And we were like, was like, where am I going to record this? I got a fucking baby in the house, in a fucking townhouse. And so I actually, I don't even know if you know this. I was like, the best place to record this is in his room. So I actually took his crib and I moved it into our room, our bedroom, and I had him sleep in there so you and I could do a live show.
Yeah.
And I was in his bedroom. I was in the baby's room.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. Because that was like the best spot to do it because it was the smallest room in the house. It would have the least amount of echo.
Right.
And I was like, and I remember telling my wife, I was like, yeah, I gotta push the baby crib into our bedroom tonight. Oh, that's not a problem. And she's like, why? So
I'm never gonna marry you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, those. I remember being a little nervous, but I thought, I mean, we had a discussion of like, when we do the show, we don't have a lot of downtime. Our we kind of, the flow is pretty good without having to, take a bunch of breaks and stuff. We could do this live. We could do it just, we don't have a lot of downtime. So it was fun. I was like, yeah, it worked out pretty well. And we did it and it went well. And we kind of, I'm not sure if I can't remember if we kept doing them right away, but it wasn't long before we started doing them all live then.
So we did one, and then I think it was like about 6 months. We kept trying to do them, and like every time you and I would do a show, we were like, "Why we should just do this live."
Yeah,
let's
By
just
the
do it
time
live.
I joined, it was all
and then
live.
Bill came on, and we were doing it live.
Yeah, that's the way to
Fuck
go.
it.
It's I mean,
right. I mean, Google Hangouts had its, had some downsides to it, right? You get some random people that are just like, join and like, oh, what are we talking about tonight?
Yeah, well, we would share the link because
Right.
if we shared the link, people could join. And remember that we would have just random people just join us on the show, which was good and bad.
The first like 10 times it happened, I loved it, but then they started overtaking the show.
Remember the Toast Dispatch guys would join us every now and then?
Oh God, they were fun.
That was fun. Yeah,
God,
they had the same name,
Nick
right?
and Nick.
Nick and Nick. Yeah, Nick and Nick.
How were they not like Nick and Nick and then Nick and Nick at night or something like that?
Yeah, they should have been.
Yeah. And how crazy is it? Winter Classic, like none of us went to the actual Winter Classic. We went to the alumni game this Sunday morning thing.
The One Nation thing.
Yeah, One Nation thing. And we blocked their view.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yep.
That was so funny.
I still feel like an asshole to this day.
Well, we were out in the cold and they were like right behind us, like in the warm,
sipping hot chocolate.
Yeah, in the cards,
and they
whatever.
got pissed off at us for blocking their view.
They didn't know it was us at first either. They just on the back of our heads. That was funny. So
Mike Leon in the chat says, I will say that I love all three of you together way more, but it also works without. Yeah, Leon's told me before. Again, he listens to the show every week. He's told me before, he's like, I wish you guys got together every week. But it's so difficult.
It is. And to find
if
the time.
this was our full-time job, I would be like, hell yes.
Oh, if we're making good money doing this, sure. Why not?
Every day coming out here.
If we were getting lawnmower 2.0s every week, we'd be here every week.
Oh man, the Manscaped days, those were fun.
Oh yeah,
I had so much fun making those spot promos and stuff. That was great.
And I will tell you, I purchased a lawnmower 5.0.
Did you?
Does not compare to what we got for free.
Really?
I will use that instead of what I bought.
Wow. All right.
Good to know. Yeah.
I use the nose hair trimmer all the time.
I use them both. Yeah. Still, they're
what's that one called? The Weed Whacker.
The Weed Whacker. Yeah.
I did buy their beard trimmer.
Okay.
It works great. Love it.
Yeah.
But I challenge you to come back and sponsor us and convince us that the 5.0 is better than the 2.0.
They're listening.
Well, the guy, our rep with Manscaped was a Blues fan. So
yeah.
That was kind of cool. Based in California, he's a Blues fan.
One of my favorite moments ever with this show was for the Ponder Cup. We were I had somebody who listens to the show say, "Hey, I've got season tickets. I want to donate them for the Ponder Cup." And I was like, "Great." And she's like, this is back in the day of paper tickets. And so she's like,
the good old days.
Yeah.
I like those better.
And she's like, you want to come meet me? I will. I'll give you the tickets. And I met her at her business, and she was super nice lady. I think she still listens to the show. And she told me, this was in the days of Manscaped, and she told me, she goes, and I know I told you guys about this. She was like, I just love your show. I listen to you guys every week. You're so much fun. But man, I could do without you guys talking about shaving your balls.
Hey, when you trim the hedges, the tree stands taller.
Exactly. And trust me, I don't have a very tall tree. So
you know the help you can get. That's
exactly. Got to trim the shrubbery.
Yeah. You know the illusionary help you can get.
Yeah, right.
It was funny because they would give us all kinds of like things to say, and we'd work in some of them, and it was just it was interesting. It was a very unique relationship with Manscaped.
Right. It was our first foray into true sponsorship, right?
Yeah, because
I had to go to work and like get approval to
to
do it.
Yeah. Which understandable, because it's it's not exactly, we're not pushing like a restaurant. It's
well, just the fact that we're
getting money,
get anything, like even in kind, like now it's a real thing.
Yeah.
I have to clear this with work, and
well,
putting
because
that
PTs,
in writing,
PTs for Bill, they just are like, Bill, we only want you pushing us.
No,
because he's their bouncer.
Remember
that's not a conflict of interest because I grew up there.
You grew up with PTs.
Not too far. Cahokia. It's Cahokia. But remember Tim Hortons?
Mm-hmm.
With the Timbits that you had to go pick up, because they gave us free Timbits to eat on the show.
Yeah. It was great.
And you picked them up and dropped it off on your way from work.
Yeah, I missed that.
And they were.
I don't think. Yeah,
were less than a mile from my office, and then that whole bullshit with they made.
Yeah.
They wanted the guy to open 80 locations in St. Louis. It's like we're not Toronto.
No, it's like I assume they wanted to do like in like a lot of gas stations, probably, right? That kind of thing.
That's still a tall order. Right?
It is
80.
Right.
Jesus.
I think we have 4 locations in St. Louis, and that was probably.
I mean, the way that I see it, if I were them, 4 in St. Louis.
They had one
City,
in Shiloh over here.
Like 4 or 5 in St. Charles County. 4 or 5? This is the St. Clair County.
They only have one here.
This is Madison, and they have one in St. Clair. They have one in Shiloh.
I'd say 3 in St. Clair, 3 or 4 in Madison. Like, yeah, it sounds like their strategy was just way fucked.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. Yeah. What? I guess there are some areas that have 80 locations, but some I didn't do the research on the St. Louis market.
Right. Even so I think their biggest U.S. market was and still is Ohio. And they don't have 80 locations in Ohio.
What? So what was the deal when we had the Timbits on the show? Were you like not on the show for a short? Was that when you weren't on the show for a short period?
Why was I not on the show?
I don't know. I don't know. Why did
it had to do with allegations?
No. You know why I wasn't on the show.
I've been drinking.
It's because I was in the media.
That's right. That's right. I forgot.
And I had conflicts to where they wouldn't allow me to do a podcast.
That's right.
Wasn't associated with the station I was with.
Kind of like how Chris Pinkert had to give up his website and his discussion forum online.
That was a shame.
When he went to work for the Blues. I mean, obviously he's not making any money on this website and the forum. It was just, but that was BluesNet. Yeah, BluesNet. And that was
bluesnet.brick.net.
Yes.
That was the website.
Yeah,
address.
because it was his host was Brick. He didn't have a dedicated URL for it.
Yeah.
And that was So Chris Pinkert, who was the media guy, or he's
still
moved up. He's moved up.
Yep.
Head of media, or whatever it is.
He's the head of
digital media.
I think he's just media coordinator. Isn't that what he is?
Maybe director. I don't know. Yeah. I thought but anyway. So yeah, Chris Pinkert.
Chris, you listen to the show,
yeah,
right?
Of course, yeah. He used to run BluesNet. This is back in what? 05?
God.
04?
Yeah.
This is probably 20 years ago. And he was
so when
there was Let's Go
Blues. When I was in college,
Yeah.
He recruited me to write for BluesNet.
Ponder this.
Yeah, Ponder This. Yeah.
I remember that.
And that was the one. He was like, we're going to call your blog Ponder This.
Mhm.
And I wrote like 5 blogs for him. And he's such an basically, if you see anything with the media with the Blues, Chris Pinkert is usually behind it. And he is such a smart dude.
He writes a number of things for their website.
Yeah,
too.
he does.
Yeah.
And and so like he asked me to do that, and he stylized these blog pieces, and I'm like, holy shit, like way more than I expected at that point. Because like I said, I was a fucking sophomore in college, and then all of a sudden he messages me one day, gotta close down the site, got a new job, sorry bud. And I'm like, what? Like, explain more.
It was BluesNet. It was letsgoblues.com. And it was what was the Blues?
The Asylum.
The St. Louis, the STL Today. Yeah, their forum. And that was those were the sites people visited. Established 1967. Remember that one?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was before Let's Go Blues, and then that kind of transitioned into Let's Go Blues when they got hacked and taken down. So that was a long time ago. But yeah, and then I think I remember him. He eventually, I don't know. I would talk to him every now and then, being a fellow forum owner, and he told me that he was shutting it down to work for the Blues, and I'm like, oh, well, congrats, good job.
I will say that when I was in the media in 2015, he did say to me, he goes, you guys do a really awesome podcast. I really enjoy listening. And I was like, you work for the Blues. Why the hell are you listening to what we have to say? And he was like, oh, I just want to get a base on what the fans think. And then I was like, that was, and I was like, well, I had to bow out because now I'm in the media, but I'm like, yeah, Kurt and Bill still do a pretty good job. And he's just like, oh, well, I haven't listened since you left. And I'm like, well, it's because I'm the best part of the show.
Yeah. It's funny because we talked about this before. There have been a lot of Blues podcasts. And there's a lot at one time. And I think we can count just on a few fingers how many are left, right? For fan podcasts. There's us that actually actively do shows
Are
routinely.
Two Guys One Cup still doing shows?
They haven't done a show this season.
Whew. Okay. Well,
I don't think.
Include them then.
I mean,
Hockey podcast.
They haven't done a show this season either.
Would you consider Cam and Strick a Blues podcast?
That's not a fan podcast. That's a podcast.
Right.
It's a legit podcast.
Let's even include just any Blues podcast. Is that considered a Blues podcast?
Oh, Blues podcast?
Cam and Strick's more national.
Yeah, they're
more
national.
national.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
And so what's the
Curbs has one.
Curbs has one. Brinks
Which
Curbside.
that's a great
Yeah.
one.
No, Curb is great.
And our friend
Tom Calhoun just started
Blues Legends.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
If you haven't tuned into that, please do. It's
fantastic.
Again,
those aren't fan podcasts. Those are so as
We're
great
the
as they are,
bastards that are going to keep at this.
And I'm just like, there's not really. I mean, there's a couple of stragglers that have had a show or that we didn't know about that we just found out recently. But I think there was at one time like we got like 12 fan podcasts,
Right.
and I don't think there's anybody left.
It was like, every week on our Slack, if there's another one just popped up. Who the fuck are these people?
Oh yeah. That's one of my favorite messages to get in our group chat.
Look at
It's like when one of us, like it's usually Kurt, but every now and then I'll do it.
I'll be like,
whoa,
an 8-year-old kid.
I'm like, whoa, new Blues podcast. Oh, new Blues podcast. And then like we'll look and they have one episode, and then we'll check again 3 weeks later, and there's not another episode.
It's funny. It's so fun to just every once in a while just search and to see what new ones are out there, if any. And they've got like 3 episodes. Let's check them out. I love hearing what they're trying to do or how good they are, how good the sound, how good their mics are, how what they do. Right. I love checking out other Blues fan podcasts when they pop up, just see how they're doing things. And it's fun, but it's sad to see a lot of them die off because we had what was the even the what's the one that Welch and the other guys used to do? But that's transitioned over to what's her face from Philadelphia,
Locked On Blues.
Yeah, Locked On Blues. So now, but that's run by you had her on, the Flyers girl, right?
Yeah, Haley.
She does the
Simon.
Flyers show and the Blues
And
show.
when she's well, she doesn't do Locked On Flyers, but she does
Flyers podcast.
radio. It's like a radio flyer show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that, I mean, that's, anyway, that's it's just interesting to see how things have gone over the years. This has turned into a remembering show.
Yeah, it has.
Right. We're going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, we have. Kurt, one of my okay, you know what? Comment of the show. Mike Leon says Kurt might pretty sure be the cutest forward I've played roller with.
I'll take cute. I'll take cute.
I mean, come on.
I'll take cute.
Leon, you've played with Scott McGillicuddy. He's a cute guy. Come on, what the hell?
Cute. I'll take cute.
Uh,
Does Amy have competition, Mike? Let's see a picture.
Oh, Mike's a cute man. Trust me. He is one of the cutest men.
I guess that was in a Pounder Cup tournament, right? So
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention.
All right.
That or a Sunday morning YMCA game.
We should probably skip ahead here to the end.
Yeah, let's just do next up for the Blues, right?
Next up for the Blues, Thursday, today, December 19th, at Tampa, 6 p.m. Friday, December 20th at Florida at 6 p.m. Monday at Detroit at 6 p.m. And Friday, the 27th, Nashville, 7 p.m. Here.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, this season, I think I checked the schedule when they first released it. No weekend Blues games in Nashville this season.
Nope.
That sucks.
Yep.
That is a major fail. When you got Nashville Blues rivals, you got to have a home game for each team on the weekend.
Right, and we
I agree.
totally win the game this year because
terrible. No, I just feel like that's the NHL making a huge myth. Like, you got to think like you got to have a game over the weekend in both cities between the Blues and Chicago, Blues in Nashville.
There used to be the Blues used to play the Blackhawks over Christmas break every year.
Oh, December 26th,
and it was amazing. Right after Christmas.
It was
so you're off school.
That was like a Ponder institution is on my in my stocking stuffer. My dad would put in tickets for the next day. It was always either the Red Wings or the Blackhawks every single fucking year. And I look forward to it. I'd be like, oh yeah, December 26th. Although now December 26th, I think, right, is part of Christmas break for the NHL.
Yeah, right. It's the day before, day of, and day after.
Yeah.
So,
right.
but
speaking of, we have entered the trade freeze.
So we're now in the trade freeze. So
Okay.
No
second line center coming this way.
No Brandon Saad being moved.
No more families being broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved, and the difference being is that they probably could, we'll give the Blues and Blackhawks or whatever the game after Christmas. They played 6 times a year. Now they play 3.
Right.
So, which is an absolute joke. Division games, they should play at least 5 or 6 games, at least.
We really should go back to
3 home, 3 away.
Right.
Go
back to the Norris division, right?
Yes.
Even when that included Toronto and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Let's play Toronto 6 times in a year.
Yeah, and get Detroit back in the Central. Fuck them. I don't care about their travel. I don't care what if they don't like it. The time for games, whatever. Who cares? You're a Central Division team.
Yep, that's the way I see it too.
Yeah, but then we have to deal with Columbus again.
Yeah, I've said this before. Columbus has to be one of the most uninteresting teams to play against.
Yeah.
When we play them,
fuck Jamie Pusher.
I don't care. I don't care.
Right.
When we play them, it's like there's them and there's who else? That's like the big. That's it. Like I really don't care about the game. I'm watching. Like, okay, I gotta watch it.
That is always the like thing that you say when you're like, who cares about a Tuesday game against Columbus?
Oh God,
you know.
I feel like I have. It's on every other night. It's like I get to watch a Blues game, but on that night, it's like I have to watch it. I have to watch this. I mean,
Buffalo
I can't.
might be the other team.
Yeah, at this point,
Buffalo's bad.
They're a parody.
I think I just laugh at Buffalo though. I think I just want to see them. I get enjoyment out of them losing.
So
the whole
the
Riley thing.
franchise, not the fans. I feel awful for the fans.
I used to
The
feel that
Randall
way.
Raleigh trade.
I used to feel that way until so many fans came out and were insistent that they won the trade.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck you. We won a cup because of it. You haven't won shit because of
You
it.
haven't even been to the playoffs.
In the
since that
playoffs
trade.
since it. So no, you've not won the trade.
Yeah, and you have to have sympathy for the Columbus Blue Jackets, right? They are a team. If they had Johnny Gaudreau this year, right, they could be pushing with as bad as other teams have gotten, right? They're Marchenko's really good. They could be pushing, and losing a guy at the prime of his career, and
such a nice area too, because we went down there for that USA Canada pre World Cup of Hockey game.
Right. It was the pre.
Yeah, it was at warm up.
Yeah,
USA Canada, and USA won in a great game, and that was a fantastic trip, but a cool little area to like hang out in the bars and then walk across the street to the game, and then go back to the bars after.
I've passed through Columbus. I passed through there to go to Cleveland. So
okay.
I've never
been. Yeah. I've been to 2 games in that building.
There's not much in Columbus.
So the first year that they were a team, the Blues played there and lost. Early in the season, we went up to Canada to visit Julie's brother. Came back through like, hey, we'll go to Columbus. She's got family there. So we went to the game, and highly disappointed Ron Tugnutt beat the St. Louis Blues.
Oh, God.
Ron Tugnutt.
Mike Keane scored the only goal for the Blues.
What team do you think of when you think of Ron Tugnutt?
Columbus.
I think
Dallas.
Quebec. When he made the 67 saves, right?
Yeah, Quebec, yeah.
So I will say,
I
think I showed Bill this. I hate that I'm saying this over the air, but for my GoPro, so for those that know how GoPros work, you have
They're
to
cameras.
set. Yeah, well, yes,
but
you have to set
maybe take
a
pictures
Wi-Fi.
and video.
You have to set a Wi-Fi for your camera on the GoPro so your phone can connect to it. And my name on it is
Buggy.
My name on it is Tugnut.
Yeah.
Because I figure if I remember using it and somebody were like, what Wi-Fi could I connect to? Tugnut? What the hell is that? That just makes me laugh.
You're connecting.
Somebody might do that.
Do you know what?
A lot of times in a hockey rink, somebody's gonna.
Do you know what I want to name my home Wi-Fi network? Because neighbors can see it in my neighborhood.
FBI surveillance.
FBI surveillance.
No, that's overdone. No. So my neighbor's address, shower cam.
Oh, genius.
Shower cam 105 or whatever.
Yes. Genius.
And then my neighbor's like, shower cam.
You know what mine is?
Knocking on your door.
Mine is banana stand.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. We should probably close up, guys.
Yeah. This is fun though. We should have a bullshit show.
We should do this.
We should do a YouTube.
Let's Go Blues bullshit show.
Yeah, we should just do a YouTube only show where we do something like this.
Just call it bullshitting.
Yeah.
Yep.
St. Louis bullshitting.
Yeah.
Mike Leon, for some reason I said Edmonton for Tugnut, and that's probably because of NHL 94, 100%.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, Dallas and Columbus were the ones that came to mind for me.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, I think back to the late 80s with Tugnut.
It was right? When he 67 saves against Boston.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
His rookie year.
That was late 80s, right?
88,
80, 7,
early 90s.
8, 90, 89.
Well,
when they were terrible.
The next show, Mike, I was going to talk to you guys about this off the air, but let's go ahead and mention. No, why the fuck not? Might be a weekend show, right? Because we mentioned they're in Florida, Tampa, and Detroit, and then we've got the Winter Classic coming up on the 31st, which is a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's rough because
we did I think it was last year or maybe 2 years ago, we did a Sunday afternoon show, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing like an afternoon weird random show.
Right.
Maybe if we can make it work, it can.
Right. Over winter break.
Yeah.
It totally works.
Yeah.
the rest of our lives.
So just stay tuned to us on social media. We may be having a
Yeah.
weird random day show or something coming up over
Next week. Yeah. Next
week and a half.
Next week's goofy. I may have something going on the 23rd and the 27th, and of course the 24th and 25th. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see whatever works out.
Yeah.
Got to get the milk and cookies ready on the 24th.
That's right. That's right.
That'll wrap up episode
12.
12. Yeah, 12 of season 14 of
The Adam Oates Show.
The original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening. And thanks to those who participated in the YouTube and Facebook live chats during the live show. We do hope you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you for the very festive Jeff Ponder and the very tired Bill Day.
It's past my bedtime.
Yeah.
I am Kurt Price. Until next time, everyone, suck it, Colorado. Let's go Blues.
Sure. Suck it, Colorado. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Let's go Blues.
Why can't we all go to Florida with the Blues right before Christmas? What a trip.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Cyanosport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available.
A look at sports.
I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
I want you to have a heart attack and die so that we never have to do this shit again.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to number one. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the ice tonight again. They're rough and tough and got the stuff to win. They'll always get one more, no matter what the score. They are quite a hockey team, my friend.